produce this track, or you have somebody else?
That one was not me. I can't take credit. That's not me.
This beat is fire,
It's
bro.
fire, right? I got some stuff in the kiln I produced, but most of this stuff isn't mine. I can't take credit.
I feel that. Welcome to episode 102 of the Soapbox. You're here with your boy Sunny Tay. We got Karan in the building, aka Amal, with the sunflower seeds hoodie on. You know what I'm saying?
Repping. Shout out CMNY. Repping the local brands. Shout out CMNY.
We got Solange in the building, aka Solange. Oh, I should have. I did it the opposite. You know what I mean? She's chilling with the
That's
I don't
crazy.
know, but she's fresh to death. And we got, hold up now. See, now special guests get air horns.
Ooh. Yes.
We
That
got
is true.
the one.
Every guest has had an air horn.
That's a
but
fact.
That is true.
That's a fact. We got the one and only Zach G in the building, man.
Zach
How you
Z.
doing?
Man. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming.
All
How
the way
is
from
everybody?
Jersey City?
All the
Well,
way.
from Cuse, but
Yeah, originally from Cuse, but I've been living in Jersey City for the past year and a half. And my buddies moved back up because of COVID. They haven't been they still live where I live, but they haven't been there. So I've literally just been there for 3 months by myself, just writing a script. I go to the grocery store, I've been talking to this girl. I see her every once in a while, but other than that, man, it's
been kind of secluded, like
it's
in Jersey
just
City.
me.
Yeah,
it's just me.
I feel that, bro.
I'm just me and my thoughts. It feels good though. It's almost like I'm clearing my mind.
very cleansing. I bet.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very necessary.
Karan, how are you, man? How's this weekend been? First day of
man.
spring was yesterday, man. What you do?
It
What you
was.
get into?
Oh, actually, yesterday was a beautiful day for me. Man, I just enjoyed the weather. Honestly, I went down. I went to Edgewater. Went, by the river. Saw the views. Went to the park. Had a nice little picnic.
Word?
Yeah, had a picnic. Had the Trulies out in the park.
Oh, really? Okay,
Chilling. It was a
okay.
nice day for me. I will say
Okay,
that.
okay.
By yourself, had a date with yourself?
It was a nice day
Sure.
for me. How you guys doing?
I understand. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I had a great weekend too myself. Very.
What
good
you do,
weekend.
Dante?
I went to museum.
By yourself? I know Dante not going to a museum by himself.
Why can't I go to museum by myself?
Stop it, Dante. Well, what museum did you go to?
The new museum. It's in
wait.
They getting lit, bro. I'm saying, y'all hear
Seriously.
background noise? There's a party going on upstairs.
No, there's a wedding going on upstairs.
They getting
Celebrating.
lit though, so we're not gonna interrupt as they should. But yeah, it was the new museum. You know what I mean? So they
It's so hard to.
nah, you good,
bad,
bro.
my bad,
We
my
good,
bad,
we
my
good.
bad. Okay.
But yeah, it was beautiful outside.
You said it. Wait, what museum was it?
The new museum.
The new museum.
Yeah, it's around Soho.
Okay.
I think. I
Okay.
don't know city places like that, but I'm gonna say it's around.
It was a
Soho.
beautiful day. You got to enjoy the city.
That's a fact.
Okay, okay.
That's a fact. That's a
I
fact.
respect it.
Solange,
How you doing,
was
Solange?
yours?
I'm good. I'm chilling, life. I'm
like-
about to have a room, guys. I'm about to have a fucking room.
Oh, yeah, Solange is actually not. Oh, I don't want to put her business out there.
It's
Well,
okay.
she
I
was
just
from
moved. I
Yeah.
just moved from Montgomery to Newburgh, and we've just been renovating and shit like that. So it's finally about to be finished. We're about to get a new little pod place where we could possibly record. Who
Oh, we
knows?
about to
Who
be over
knows?
Solange's crib.
Us in the Bwans,
Finally,
in the Bwani's house.
I've literally known Solange since 3rd grade. We used to be on the same bus. We kind of used to
I'll
be
never get
neighbors.
over this.
We used to talk all the time, even though she never remembers. But we used to talk all the time on the bus, and I never had to invite to her crib.
Yo, one day we gotta have an intervention for you and for you two because you really seem butthurt that you're not close with.
I
Solange
just
anymore.
feel like Solange feels like we're not friends, even though I've known her my whole life. Like,
That is not true. That is.
I just feel a
not
little offended
true.
because, I just I don't know. I just feel offended. Like, literally, me and Solange, we've known each other for so long, but she still wants to act like we don't know each other.
act like y'all brand new, right? Y'all
Exactly.
brand new friends.
It is
I feel
crazy.
some kind of type of way now. Damn.
I feel some type of way.
Why
I
do you
think
feel like I don't know you?
Someone
Or
needs
vice versa.
someone needs to apologize. I don't know which one of you it
needs
is.
to, right? I know.
I don't know
One
which
of y'all
one.
gotta apologize.
If I gotta apologize for having Solange not be my friend because I want her to be my friend.
Nah, they getting lit though. Zach, how was your weekend, man? How was your first day of spring?
Weekend was good, man. The release, it's
Oh
just been-
yeah, man.
been crazy. I've been putting together a script and all that. It's been different, a different weekend, but happy that things are out and finally for people to consume. Let's put it that way.
I hear that.
I feel
Yeah.
that.
May I ask how long did it take? Can we get into this now? I'm sorry.
You're good.
I wanted to know how long did it take for you to write your scripts?
So literally in December, I was back home, for Christmas with the fam, stuff like that. And I didn't even realize what I wanted to do next. I was working on a whole nother project.
Yeah.
And then I realized I have all these singles. They should be in a project. They should be compiled together because, as you drop a song each month, people are probably missing songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this has to be a project. And then I was like, okay, but no one wants to listen to the same music again just for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, you got to give them another reason to go back to the music. And my way, I'm a big Childish Gambino fan because of the internet. He wrote a script with his. It was a way for him to make his music bigger. And so I was like, I'm going to do this shit.
Yeah.
Mid-December or so. So then I wrote like one scene, and I thought it was just going to be one scene. But then I was like, I think every track needs a scene. And so then I ended up writing this whole, I thought it was just going to be that beginning scene with Obas.
Yeah.
Anthony Obas is in it. I know your boy.
Shout out to Obas.
Shout out to Obas. And, it just turned into a whole entire, mini movie script that took from mid-December to now. I just finished it. I finished, the first copy, beginning of March, but then I've been going back and editing things. I had to change the character Dream in there. I had to, change her whole arc because she was kind of boring at first, and I was like, she doesn't seem like she fits. So I had to, rework stuff. So it was a lot of work, but it was worth it. I think it looks good now.
I believe it. It's actually kind of funny. I was listening to it in the car, and then I remember you sent us your script, and I was reading through, and I was like, this reminds me of Childish Gambino's The Internet, because he has a screenplay in his vinyl where if you
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that he had a script with that album itself.
I didn't know that
either. I saw the comparisons the Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 in the songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was the influence when you said, excuse me, when you said that, that kind of influenced you to make this album. But then when you sent me the script, and then I think that's when I looked back at Childish Gambino's album, and I looked at this album, then I saw the script that came with it. Then I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha.
now I see the influence.
So who'd you think it was?
No, when
Before
I
that?
first saw
Act
your
1,
album,
Act 2, Act 3,
yeah, Act 1 and 2 and 3, I thought that just how you base it off of, it was Childish album, because I believe in because of the internet, some songs are Act 1, Act 4, Act 5, Act 6, and then it was that album. Then I thought of Denzel Curry's album, I believe.
Gotcha.
One of his albums have an Act 1, Act 2. So I thought you was going off of that.
Yeah.
And
No,
then-
I was going off because of the internet, and then the back cover, Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon 3. He did the same Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
that is
and
true, yeah.
if you look at my back cover, you'll notice if you side to side compare,
Yeah.
I did the same. He structured his visual exactly
That's
how
fire.
I designed mine. Just because I was like, that's fire. I want to make mine look kind of like a movie thing, but also have a track list. I kind of fused both ideas. But yeah.
So how long? I can't talk. How long have you been rapping, by chance?
Oh, I've been rapping since I was 14. I've been recording. I've just always have a fascination with my voice, weirdly. When I was a kid, literally though, when I was a kid, I would love just recording myself. My sister had this little pink Barbie radio set made of plastic, and it had
Yeah.
this pink headset and little pink microphone.
Yeah.
And I would just love hearing myself on that. It wasn't my toy, but I loved recording myself. Then there was this thing on Windows. It's this little media recording thing that you could do if you plugged in. So I would plug in that mic and then record myself on that. Just as I called this thing the Chuck Lindbergh show, and it was I was Chuck Lindbergh and my sister was all on it, and I was just
That's funny.
we were doing it back and forth. I was doing my own podcast at 12, doing this shit. But then. I got into Eminem, Ludacris, 50 Cent, T.I., Lil Wayne. List goes on and on. But yeah, 14, I probably started writing. I had this little pink notepad that I'd write on. Then I got it, bought my own mic that was a USB mic and started rapping around in my basement. And the rest is history, man. I just started growing from there.
How old are you? Can I
I'm 25.
Oh, you're 25?
Okay,
Okay.
so-
okay.
How old are you guys?
I'm 20. I'm 24.
I'm 24. I'm gonna turn 25 this summer.
Got you.
we're all
Got
the
you.
same age.
We're all the same age. We're all 24. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's interesting because that was one of my questions. I was gonna ask because just listening to all your music besides your album, I just hear the different influences, and I was just very curious of how. Well, it makes sense you're around our age, but back then, how did you like consume music? Like, were you? Because I know Dante and I, like, we kind of related because we were like on LimeWire trying to get music. Like, and I
Great
know
times.
the generation is just like a little different now because of streaming and how they even consume music. But even like before y'all came, I was just thinking about like just my childhood and how much music meant. Because like I remember literally having to, like, my mom and I every 2 weeks, like when new albums came out, we would go to Best Buy and like wait in line. Like, you did say, like, before we were talking about Ludacris and you said M and Childish, like, first of all, what were some other people you were listening to, and like how were you actually consuming like some of the music growing up?
So my buddy, we both got CD players, and he used to go to the library and pick up like I think they had some albums on there, and then he ended up starting to buy some. And like I said, Ludacris, Word of Mouth, 50 Cent, The Massacre.
Oh, The Massacre is
Eminem
classic.
Show was around then. Like Mockingbird was hot on the radio. Caught Up, Usher. Like those kind of things were when I was like really getting into it.
Okay.
But yeah, he had these CDs, and like, you know, he'd show me the Eminem Show, or he'd show me this Word of Mouth, and he'd be like, "Yo, this is crazy." And I listened to Candy Shop by 50 Cent, and I was like, "I'll let you lick the lollipop." And I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a kid, but like it was awesome. It was awesome because my parents didn't know that I was listening to music that was swearing. Like, it was just cool. And then I got the iPod, and like you said, LimeWire. I didn't get it. My cousin had it, and so I didn't have the wherewithal to do that. So I just went to his house. I'm like, "Can you just give me your music and download it on my iPod?"
No, LimeWire was really like you really had to sit down and like do that shit. That
Dante
shit
was my LimeWire plug. Like, I'm telling you, if you really didn't know where to get or how to really download without
I
fucking
found
up your
everything,
computer
bro.
and
Right.
shit, like, you have to have a source.
Yeah,
Like,
I found everything, bro. Shout out to LimeWire.
These kids don't understand.
They don't. They don't.
Yeah.
That was a great time in fucking life, bro.
It was.
When downloading music like illegally online was low key the best time of my life. Like, I took pride of having albums before they even came out.
But
When
man,
it leaked, I took pride of it.
damn, I wish I was about to say I wish we were older, but like I wish you got to experience like going out and like getting records and shit. Like,
I mean, you can still do that now. It's
you
not-
can,
it's
but
not
you don't
happening.
have to do that though.
Yeah.
But just like, damn, Dante, like,
I wasn't that type of guy younger. Yeah, I didn't really care for CDs.
were you guys like actually
I
going
love
out and like
CDs.
buying CDs the day they came out or the weekend or?
Nah.
That was my friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
My friend was doing that, and so I was the guy who just like was kind of along for the ride.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
I also, big influences for me were like Green Day, Linkin Park.
okay.
And so he would burn CDs for me. Shout out Mike.
Shouts
But,
Mike.
Yeah. Man, I like that's it. Like I wouldn't go to the stores. He would. I'd be like, "Could you burn this for me?"
Oh,
He'd be
that's
like,
fire.
Yeah, cool.
You had the good plug.
Like, you literally,
That's a
yeah.
good
Like we
friend.
had those, like the big box computers,
Yep.
desktops, and
Yep.
Y'all ever get the
yeah.
you could
playlist?
burn anything.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
ever get the playlist from like your crush or something where they put all the songs that they like and then
Oh,
15 crushes, or not 15 crushes, but 15 songs.
Bro, I used to.
From
Get
the
to
crush?
see,
I don't-
yeah,
I don't know
or
if
like
you guys-
from
I ain't
friends.
I don't know if you guys like knew, but I used to sell like burn CDs in high school, like beginning high school.
No, you did.
I swear on everything.
For
yo.
real?
You a bootlegger?
Yes, I have.
A bootlegger.
I literally like used to have a playlist, and I would burn everything on a CD and
That's
sell
awesome.
them.
That's
cap.
great.
That's
Yeah,
cap.
it's not. I swear to you, Dante.
I ain't never had a CD. Then how come you ain't try to sell it to us?
Honestly, I'm not gonna hold you. I was getting a lot of like. That's how Dante and I feel like. I mean, we probably connected on like other things like basketball and other stuff we were doing when we were younger. But
Yeah.
from what I
Right.
really remember, I remember like really kind of connecting to Dante from music, because Dante was like the nerd guy who like knew every website that had new music. Like, I would just go to Dante and be like, "Yo, like, you got me on the link?" Or because Dante always had the shit on his computer. So
That's a fact.
hell yeah, bro. Actually, like I said, a lot of the stuff I would hit you and be like, "Oh, like, you know where to get this shit?"
That's
And,
like, oh, look at Karan giving me props. Oh, Bendito.
Yeah, man.
Those are good times.
Good times. But you know what I actually wanted to ask you, or just everyone in general. I mean, we got Zach's answer, but I kind of wanted to know everyone's like experience, just like with music. Like, what were y'all listening to? Like, just what was y'all experience? Like, like the music your parents were playing. How did y'all even get introduced to music?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
actually.
I was like,
That
there was
was-
this Saturday night disco radio that my parents would always listen to, and they'd just be
That
going
sounds like
off.
a vibe.
How old are your parents? May I ask?
Yeah,
I'm
my
always
dad.
curious.
My dad's 67.
Just a little old. Okay, so you probably have a good knowledge of like range of stuff
no,
they were
no.
playing.
He's 68.
Mm.
He's 68.
Okay.
My mom is 12 years younger, so it's 56
Okay.
Okay. So disco, man.
or
So
55, turning 56. Yeah, so she's 55. See, I'm bad with this because I gotta do the math. No, she isn't.
You were
turned
supposed
that
to
yet.
say she was 30 and keep it pushing.
Right.
Her age.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So yeah, she's like 30 years older than me. She had me when she was 30. My dad was 42.
okay.
But yeah, they got, like all that Stevie Wonder, MJ,
So it's probably in like Motown. I mean, you said disco.
a lot of that stuff. 90s club music.
Okay.
Like,
That's my dad. Yeah, my dad.
That's his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my dad was
Any
stuck up
house,
music.
like any '90s house or like
He stays
electronic
playing
music.
that shit.
Electronic
Yeah.
music, bro.
Stays
Yeah.
playing that
My
shit.
mom loved that stuff, man. We had like the cassette tapes all the time. That was always on.
Do you think you appreciated that, like growing up, or like did you realize like the different types of music like they were playing? Because I know as a kid, for me, like I didn't realize everything until I was older. Like, oh shit, like my parents, my grandparents were really playing like the heat that I think I love. A
Right.
lot of the music I love now is because of that. Like, do you think back then, like, were you like interested in that, or were you just like one of those kids where it's like, oh, like turn this old shit off? Like,
Nah, I think I was into it, because I was always a goofball. So like whenever something was playing, I'd try to do a funny dance to it or something. Like
Yeah.
music was just fun to me always. Didn't matter what the genre was. Like I like it.
So you love all kinds of genres.
I love all kinds of music.
And I can just hear it in your music. Like I could hear the different inspirations from like I mean, you could do the rapidy like hip hop boom bap kind of style. I feel like you can do like a more electric kind of style, electronic kind of style. Like you have different avenues in your music, so I can definitely hear different influences because you have. It sounds like you have a large palette to choose
Appreciate
from.
that.
So
Yeah,
I
I
can
try
definitely see
to.
it.
I appreciate that you noticed that
Yeah.
because I kind of take pride in like trying to pull from everything. Like that. Like my head, and sometimes I don't even know where I'm pulling from. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like sometimes just unconscious, but I do feel like like sometimes I'm like Lil Wayne. And I'm rapping, and no one else would think that because I mean, look at me. But like, but it's just what I mean. I just have that kind of like way that I'm doing it. I feel like I'm Alien Wayne, coming out or something. Like, but it could be anybody. You know what I mean? Just anybody that's on my mind at that moment. I'm channeling that energy,
You could
but
pull
also
inspiration from that.
yeah, but also putting my spin on it, not just trying to beat and
Mimic
sound
it.
like
So you
them.
got like your
Take it-
different personas when you're in the booth,
yeah,
when you're rapping.
yeah, I think so. I think it's I'm a character. I'm very eccentric. I feel like I'm just that. I don't even know how to put it really.
I'll talk
So
some shit.
you don't see yourself staying in like one certain pocket, like in the future. Interesting.
Oh no, I see my music as something that's going to evolve with time.
So hypothetical question. So if in the future, like a bunch of your fans be like, "Yo, I like Zach in this kind of pocket type shit," and you starting to hear people like you in a certain type of pockets, do you
Certain
think
type of sounds
yeah.
that like they just gravitate to, because everyone's always gonna have something they gravitate towards
course.
more. And a lot of common problem with artists is like, yes, their listeners are attracted to a certain type, but artists are constantly evolving and
Facts.
finding new sounds and want to explore new things. Like
Facts. So even with that kind of like your fans want you in certain type of pockets, like you still
sure.
wouldn't like stay at that
Kinda
one
conform
type of
to that.
pocket.
Well, there's some guys that the people who break free of those pockets are the best artists.
Facts.
You know what I mean? How Mac Miller did it.
Yep.
And how he evolved from this just party boy
Yep.
kind of vibe when he was younger. And I hated Mac Miller when he came out.
Really?
Hated him. Like, I couldn't
He
stand,
did evolve,
like,
you're right.
he was just like, we're partying, smoking weed. And I was just,
Yeah.
it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And then he started coming out. I actually got into him in college. I was late on Good AM.
That was a great album.
I
Great
think that's
album.
where things started to change.
That's
Yeah.
where things started to change. And
Great
then I went
album.
back to like watching movies with the sound off.
Fire. Yep.
Also great. Faces great.
Faces.
Underrated.
Faces
And then
amazing.
yeah,
Faces
and then
underrated.
I have it on my wall. I mean, if you look at my remixes, Swimming is on my wall, I think. And think about Swimming compared to Good AM. Good
Totally
AM is
different.
more of a
Totally
rap
different vibe.
album. Swimming is more of like
He's very versatile. You're right. Versatile.
even what's the one? Divine Feminine. That's totally different.
Totally
Yeah.
different.
That's like the most different one.
Yes.
Yeah, that was new for Matt because I didn't think he can get in that type of pocket when I heard that album too.
Well, I mean, I don't want to bring up like controversial shit, but a lot of artists actually that was their beef. Even Gold Link's beef
Yeah.
with Mac Miller is that like he's channeling a lot of sounds from different artists he's obviously like inspired by, and but I mean that's the thing. I guess every artist has a right to be inspired by another sound.
course.
And
Yeah.
I think like people should take other people's sound and like evolve it to their own.
Was
you know?
Gold Link's argument like exploitation? Like he was exploiting those.
He wasn't trying to say
wasn't getting credit,
exploitation,
right?
but
Yeah.
I guess he.
I think it was said about
because
that.
he was
Right.
saying like, Mac, you brought me on tour, like I owe you my life for that.
Yeah.
But like, I guess he wasn't feeling. I don't know. I guess while Mac was alive, he didn't feel like he got the credit.
Yeah,
For
so,
the sound,
It wasn't a bad thing that he said it. It was just after he died.
Yeah, that's
he
where
put that statement out there. It was like bad timing, bro.
Right.
Like you could have, because what he said, it was valid. Like I got it. I got what he
I
was
can
trying
understand
to say.
his point.
Yeah, I get what he's trying to say, but it was just the wrong time when he. Put
Wait,
that
Gold
out,
Link
man.
produced Max?
Nah,
Well,
they were like
Mac,
great
well,
friends.
Mac is the first person who was the first like kind of celebrity or artist who really like
found Gold Link.
not found him but embraced him, and like he was the first person to bring him on tour.
Okay.
So they have a close chemistry, and he helped him with a
Okay.
lot of music, so his sound started to evolve. But I mean, Mac worked with everyone.
Everybody, yeah.
Everyone,
Yeah,
so,
Everybody.
yeah.
But,
But-
how did I get on that?
R.I.P.
Oh,
Mac.
I asked you the question about the would you stay in one pocket
And-
if you're fans? That's
But
what
yeah,
I'm talking
going back to your point, Mac Miller, Kanye, Childish. Those are probably my 3 favorite artists. I'm not saying they're the best rappers, but they evolve, they change. Like Awaken My Love Childish is different than Because the Internet Childish.
That's a fact.
sure.
Kanye's 808s and Heartbreaks.
Every
is
album from-
way,
I mean, every album
everything-
from Kanye.
Everything is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Kanye.
That's a
Those are
fact.
those are the artists that I idolize. People who can. It doesn't matter what pocket they're in. I'm trying to be like that. If I can be like that, I've won. Maybe
Okay.
maybe I can evolve like that. But
Okay.
I like to think that I have a certain ear that can evolve. I'm not, but you have to know how, because
Yes.
Cudi did that rock album, and then people didn't like it
didn't-
very
yeah,
much.
it
So
didn't
it really is about how your approach with it.
Yes,
And your
that's
brand.
true.
There's a lot that goes into it, but I'd love to be not in a pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting, because the song I played in the beginning, to me, I was like, yo, I love this dude in this pocket. Like, I just fucked with it heavy. I'm not saying the other song wasn't trash. This other song was not trash. I love the other songs. But when I heard this song, and then you flowing on it, I was like, yo, if I heard like more of this, I'd be like, yo, like
Right.
to me, I would think like you got something right here.
Right.
To me, but I understand as an artist, you wouldn't want to be stagnant.
I
in
like your
one
different
pocket.
pockets. I'm not gonna hold you. You could get like very West Coast sometimes. They're just very chill, low vibes, and you could get in your bag.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to be just the lyrical guy.
Okay.
Or I don't want to be just, the sing-song your heart out in love.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a time for both.
That's a fact.
Like, that's, I think, the realest shit to me, Like, that's why I love Kanye, because Kanye, speaks on his heartbreaks and his love and stuff like that, but he'll also go in. He'll get angry, he'll get music is emotion.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. And if you can show more emotion with it and be in different emotions with different songs, then I think you're just a better artist.
And a lot of people, like, they just need time. I think with music, too, sometimes music just needs time to just digest. And even with Kanye, a lot of the stuff he came from Yeezus to 808s at the moment, like, it was definitely perceived a certain way, like, compared to now. Like, a lot of people hated 808s. A lot of people hated Yeezus. A lot of people hated, like, a lot of the newer shit. But over time, it's just people got a chance to sit with it, and they'll just adapt. Though a lot of times, like, artists really have to be innovators, and they have to be ahead of their time. So years from now, music doesn't sound dated, because that's the
it.
problem. A lot of shit just sounds dated from a lot of newer artists, and they can't really evolve. So it's really just about evolving your sound. And a lot of people may not like it at the moment, but good music is going to stand regardless.
I got a question. I got a question for you guys. What do you think from the early 2000s rap still sounds good today? Because I feel like a lot of it does sound dated.
Individual artists or songs?
Either
Either or.
Because I feel like a lot, like we played Ludacris in the beginning. It does sound dated. Like it does. It's nostalgic. I love it because it's nostalgic. But like coming into today's pocket, I don't think it.
But everything.
But there's certain
always, like,
songs where if you still hear it today,
a lot of people are like recreating those songs. Like everything always
that's a
comes back
fact.
in circles. I mean, I think when I think of artists who music stands the test of time, I'm kind of just speaking like I'm more informed on hip hop shit. But I'm thinking like, of course, a lot of Jay's shit. Like I think like the Black Album. Shit. I mean, I think a lot of like the shit Timberland and Neptunes as far as like producing wise, because I kind of look at producers as far as like the sound. I mean, rappers and shit. The topics and the content is always going to kind of stay the same low key, but I just always look at the sound. Yeah, people like, of course, like Wayne. I honestly think I was listening to Carter 3 and Carter 2 the other day. And I'm like, damn, stuff from the Carter 2 like still kind of bumps today. So
it does.
I mean, those are some of my
But
artists.
it is dated, like he says. Like you could hear.
You could kind of hear it.
You know, I feel like maybe it's because it was auto-tuned. T-Pain still sounds good to this day. I'll listen to Bartender and I'll
certain
still be,
settings. Like there's always like every time I'm in a bar and I hear or a club, I hear T-Pain. Like it's always gonna sound good to me. You know?
Yeah.
But I think it's just like it definitely depends on the setting too. Like
So how do y'all feel about the new artists trying to bring back the old sound? When they try and get in that pocket too.
I feel like as long as you're educated on what you're like recreating and I think it's fine. Like I love that. Everything always comes back around. Like
is it fine?
I like it. Yeah. I think if you actually study the music you're trying to recreate and you're adding your own flip to it, then that's great. Like I encourage that and I like that personally.
What artists are doing that?
There's a couple, like you know how Summer Walker bought she like Beyonce with Bills. I might be tripping.
Yeah.
Or Say My Name.
Say my name. Yeah.
Say My Name. Van Jess, honestly, I was re-listening to her album that you showed me. I forgot which one it was. Homegrown.
Yeah.
Homegrown. There's like
even the Ty Dolla $ign what's it called Ty Dolla $ign Jeremiah album with it's literally just all flips of like old school songs. Even with Tory Lanez when he used to
with Chips Tapes.
Like you know people are going
Bringing
back in
back that
time
old-
and
yeah.
bringing back different sounds from different eras.
Oh, so if we're going based on that,
Even like hip hop shit, like with Joey Badass, you know, Action, how they kind of Derringer, or
I
you
think
know,
that's different. I
West
think that's
Side Gun,
different.
Griselda.
I think that's different. West Side Gun,
Well, I mean, they're all artists that are bringing back an older sound.
like that rapidy rap sound. I don't think
All
that's
of it. I mean, they're all like recreating, like
even the slow, smooth rap sound like TLC.
yeah.
But is Joey Badass still relevant?
Not
like
necessarily
like
rap,
who?
that's your-
Well, when you say relevant, I mean,
Because he's like, listen, but I like Joey Badass. But I'm saying from a pop.
if we
perspective.
were talking about from a pop
mainstream
film,
music, he's not.
No,
like,
he's not.
He's relevant to us because we love hip hop.
yeah, he's not pop. You're right.
You know what
He's
I mean?
not pop.
Like people, he's not pop, but he's just
But
mainstream.
people know
I
who he
guess.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going by mainstream.
but he can't be pop because the music he makes is I don't think will be ever accepted as like on a pop level as of right now. Like
Because that's what I'm saying. When you say it's coming back, I say like, oh, like it's that like that Cole Kendrick like when they were going off, like that's what's everybody's trying to emulate right now.
But I
still
feel like
think
they're
it's
not even that old school to be bringing it back to like.
yeah. But they kind of carry that old school torch.
yeah,
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
because you're right. They as far as pop artists, you're right. They're the only two.
They're the only
That
two
really
that
still
really
carries
that
it.
hold that.
As a pop though, like it's so rare.
Just
to
as pop,
find.
yeah.
But honestly, like
Big Sean, I
think
guess you could put in there.
hip hop is. It's always. I mean, of course,
Damn,
it's
bro.
starting to get more
All up in the
popular.
mic too. That's crazy.
Not bad.
That's crazy,
Motherfucker
bro.
mic out,
Solange
son.
just stay disrespecting, bro. She talk when people are talking. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry.
Y'all made me lose track of what I was saying. I don't know, man.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't want to hear old sounds in new times.
Yes, you do, Dante.
I don't think I do, cause you brought up examples and
all
stuff.
your favorite rappers are bringing
Like
back.
who? Like y'all still yet to name
What are
me
you
one.
talking about? Like Griselda. I'm
How
saying
is that
Joey
old?
Badass,
How
Action
is-
Bronson. They all have an older sound that they're bringing back. Like,
How?
What are
I
you
don't-
talking about? They're all on fucking.
They're all using
They're all on 808s, Alchemist, Derringer. Like all these people have been making. Like these are the people who made like your favorite hip hop albums. Like they're just working. They're just tapping in with different older hip hop producers and recreating the sound.
Okay, so maybe that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like
Oh, look at us talking about music. Actually,
I know,
Like,
right? I'm
We
talking
never talk about music
like,
fucking anymore.
Because to me,
Music's
that
great.
type of sound that y'all talking about, I don't think that's never died. To me, I don't think it's never died.
No, well,
It
everyone-
wasn't
there's
pop.
there's always like a niche and a market for everything, but it's just not pop. It's not popular. It's
and
starting
they're
to become
not popular. And they're not pop.
I mean, they're popular. Like they have a community. They're not pop like Beyonce.
Joey
Drake.
Badass has a community. He's not pop.
No, I didn't say they're pop. I said like
What makes
they're
it pop?
popular.
Because I wouldn't consider these artists.
Yeah,
pop.
we had this conversation too earlier the podcast.
Like, what makes Kendrick and J. Cole pop? Because I don't hear
When-
pop from
when-
them. Is it just because it's mainstream?
That's why I want to get away from the word pop from what we're saying. I want to say mainstream. Like J.
'Cause
Cole
it
and Kendrick are
doesn't- not
mainstream.
pop.
They're
It
not
doesn't
pop
pop
music.
But they take pop elements.
Yes, they do.
Because it's not, you know what I mean? Like Action Bronson is more of like a hippity hip hop person,
Yeah.
I would
Boom-
say,
boom bap.
or Joey Badass. They
Yes.
take a little less of that, although they still do. There's some songs from All American Badass
That can work.
I can't think of right now off the top. Devastated.
Devastated,
I used
yeah.
to be so devastated. He's
Yeah.
saying it's
Okay.
like it's very popish.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
he's still a rapper, right? But
Mhm.
like he takes that mainstream approach to things, and I don't think that that's a wrong thing. I don't think we should be like slapping a rapper.
Oh no, I'm not. Yo, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It makes it
y'all-
sound good to me.
Y'all
Yeah.
naming people like Griselda and shit like that. To me, they're not mainstream. Look at that, mainstream.
But
I don't think.
they're not mainstream, but they're popular within their community. Like they're popular within the hip hop community.
Yes, but what I'm y'all.
And that's still a big like. I don't. That's not mainstream, but
I
that's
understand
still a
that,
big
but what-
community, though.
Karan's right.
No, you're
Hip-hop's
right, but
huge.
I'm still
Yeah.
trying to
It's the
figure out
biggest
what
fucking-
old
You're
element
influencing
is
the
what
fucking
people
world.
are still bringing. Is what I'm saying.
You want to know what?
What are the old elements from back in 2000s that have left,
Griselda.
and now people are coming back? I don't think any of the old elements from 2000s have left.
What are you talking about? Just from like the beats and like the raps? What do you mean? Like I'm so confused. What do you mean by that?
Meg made a song called "Girls in the Hood,"
No,
which was literally like,
I'm not talking about. Okay, never mind. I can't put it in my head. It'll come back to me later in the pod, but I can't put it in my head
are
right
you
now.
just specific? Okay.
Making
can't
the
think of
old
it right
new.
now.
I mean, people sample all the time.
Yeah.
Still.
Oh, still all the
Mhm.
time.
So that I mean, isn't that just enough of an argument? I don't know.
Yeah, I would think so.
it's a cop out.
Dante's
I
trying to play
think so.
devil's advocate.
It's a cop out.
Fuck out of here, Dante.
Like it's the easiest thing,
not.
but I feel like we don't get third verses no more.
Yeah. But nice for what? Drake, like he literally sampled off Lauryn Hill you got
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
Like that is the biggest rip of the past there could be, but it slaps. I'm not saying it doesn't. I like that song.
Yeah.
it does slap.
You know?
All right, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
So we was having a discussion about artists dropping singles, and you guys were saying that it's important for artists, especially new artists, to drop singles. So I have a question: would it be a smart or bad business move for a new upcoming artist to drop a surprise album with no marketing, no leaked songs, nothing like that? Just a random Friday, they drop their second or third album.
It depends on your following, because if you don't really have a big following, it's like kind of doesn't matter regardless.
It
It's
dep-
just good to
depends.
get the content out.
Depends on what stage of the game you're at.
Yeah.
Like if you're an independent artist that has a following, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're just starting out, there's no way. I mean, I can tell you from when I started. I mean, granted, I still wasn't as polished as I am now, and I still have some polishing to go. I would say that, you know,
So it's not a smart move, you would say.
it's not a smart move unless you have a following,
Yeah.
Okay.
because you need to be having singles. You need to have things that are bite-sized content for people.
Yeah.
Because people are going to listen to the first 3 songs. And they're gonna be like, "That was," even if they like it, because they don't know you, they're gonna be like, "Those were cool," and then move on to the next thing.
Exactly.
That's just how we work. Our generation doesn't have that
Yeah.
attention span anymore.
It's very rare for like somebody to find a new artist and like I know we do it because we're into music, but literally just listen to their whole body of work just off of
Exactly.
first kind of listen. Like
We're different breeds. We love
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we live in a world now where it's like the music has to mean more, or it's just like, yeah, okay, cool, next thing. They throw it out. There was,
No, that's
I
facts.
kind of feel like that's opposite. Like I've appreciated the certain, like we have to, the things that we listen off to, like the freaking apps. What are they called?
Shazam? Pandora?
like the streaming apps.
Yes, thank you. The
Oh,
different
Apple,
streaming,
Spotify?
yeah. The different streaming apps that we use help us listen to like newer music.
It's just easier.
Well, Spotify does it a
Yeah.
lot better than Apple.
Way better
But,
than Apple, but
I don't know
I
about
mean,
that.
I don't know, because even with then, like, I know people that just strictly listen to playlists, and people will just like a song from a playlist and be like, oh, okay, do you know this song by them? This song? Like, nah, I just know this one song.
This one
So
song
I heard it on
from
my
the
playlist.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's a good.
Like,
that-
no one's really
that's-
reaching out to listen to a full artist, like, body of work,
But
like you
that's the
said.
thing. Well, I mean, it just depends because me, like, that's how I get put on the new music. Like, I'll hear one song from a playlist, and if it's good enough, I'm like, oh, like,
Yeah, you'll
I
check out
need
the other
to-
stuff.
I need
Yeah.
to check them out.
That's what I do,
So,
too.
But that's the argument for singles.
You hear the
Because
single, and then you
make the single, you put it on the playlist,
makes
and
you
then-
want more.
So,
Yeah, I would just say from an independent artist perspective, more content is better content. So if I have 15 songs and I'm releasing them all as an album, that's gone. After like I dropped this album, it's going to be gone next month. But if I drop them all as singles, That's like 12 months of content. 12
That's
songs, 12 months of content, drop one each month, do a music video with each one. Even though they might not be popping enough to be a single, who cares? I just need content to get out there, to promote myself. Because that's the game right now for me is promotion. But yeah, I did drop an album, but before that, all these songs were previously released. So I had all this content that was building up since 2018 of these singles.
Yep.
And then I took them and then put them into an album now that people can consume it fully and have a full...
It's just easier to
full work.
digest, like, overall, I think.
And that's the thing, even with my following, like, you know, I have people that follow me, but, like, there's some singles you miss.
Of course,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You're
So
not
when
gonna
I
catch
put
everyone.
it back in a compilation album, now they're like, I heard these. Oh, I didn't even hear. I didn't even know he dropped this one. It's like, and to me, I'm a little pissed. I'm like, how'd you miss that? You know, but yeah, no, I think it's just a great way to take that past singles, like I said. So I'm gonna do probably the same thing when I drop another album. I'm just gonna drop a bunch of singles, and then when I hear maybe some of these work together, put them together, and then try to make it mean more. Maybe it's a screenplay, maybe it's something else, but another kind of multimedia thing that you can make the music mean more. Because, like I said, it's just here and gone. Like time is mean with music nowadays.
So every song off that album, besides the interludes you dropped as singles.
Well, I know he dropped Y. Cause
Yeah,
that was
I
my
know
favorite
Y,
song, and I heard
SDR.
that prior
Y,
to even
yeah.
when I heard your album. Yeah, I mean, it was like 3 songs. It was only like 3 that was on. It was singles previously, and then you put on the album. So it wasn't even like a ton of songs. Am I wrong? I believe it was only like 3 songs that you dropped prior.
That was singles.
That were singles.
Every single one except for 3. So 10 of them were singles that I already previously released.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, except
And
for
then
3. Except for 3. Yeah. I'm
and
sorry.
then 3
Yeah, I'm bugging.
were ones that I newly produced,
Newly, yeah.
mixed,
Newly
mastered,
produced.
engineered all by myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I completely fucked that up. My bad.
It's all good. There's a lot to take in.
Yeah,
with
because
what I'm
when
saying.
I heard all your shit like prior, and then like of course Saturday I heard the new album. So okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
It to hear it in a different context, it almost kind of changes your
It does
perception.
change it. It really
of
does,
the
though, the
music.
album. It
I'm kind of
does.
giving doing little social experiments. I'm like, artists don't really release singles and then do a compilation album.
That's
of
what
those
I'm
singles.
saying. That's why I'm trying to understand it. Because
I'm
you don't
just
see
trying.
that often.
I'm testing different strategies out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, how do I make this music mean more? Because I know my song Only One is definitely like a popish type vibe that like everybody always tells me I love that song. I'm like, well, how can I promote that again? Oh, just put it in an album with all that, you know? Like people would say that's cheap, but then I would say, well, that's why I wrote the script with it. It's like, oh, well, I also got a script where all these songs that were previously released, now they're new because they're theme music for the screenplay that I wrote that I would love to put into a movie someday, but I don't have the people who have the means to
So that little
create
trailer that you have, a snippet,
Yeah.
is that the only trailer we're gonna get?
That's unfortunately right now, yeah.
You had such a beautiful vision. I was like, I want more of this.
I appreciate it. I want more too, but like I'm getting to a point now where I'm like going sci-fi with it. And like I
can
like
see that.
I got like black voids and me like falling and stuff. So I need a lot of like CGI. I feel like
it's a lot. It's more work.
it's a lot more. The production values like I don't have the money to make something like that happen. I don't think yet.
I feel that.
Yeah. So
I mean, you could do a lot with the iPhone.
that's true.
Work with
That's
We were
the
just
true.
talking about that.
We'll see. We'll see. But I'm trying to scheme some way to make that happen. I don't know near future. I don't know how far past
I really
now. But
appreciate the vision within it, and that
Thank you.
coincides with the album.
yeah, I appreciate that.
Excuse me. Yeah, I gotta stop drinking.
burping a
this.
lot.
I really am. That's why I don't like drinking Truly sometimes. I get gassy.
Dante's drunk, man.
I hate bubbly stuff. Okay, since we're still on music, you guys want to just touch on the Grammys real quick? I ain't watched the Grammys.
The
I don't
Grammys
watch
did
the
happen.
Grammys.
huh?
I ain't watched the Grammys.
I watched clips.
I just know that Meg Thee Stallion won like mad awards.
Yeah, I just know Beyonce. I saw Blue Ivy and Jay sip.
Where's the applause sound? The sound.
Oh, yeah,
my
that's
play?
done.
God. Now she wants to look at it.
That's Solange's kinfolk.
Yeah, that's her kinfolk. That's her kinfolk.
Blue Ivy got a fucking Grammy, y'all. They thriving.
Do you guys feel like in the future, like,
Award shows are dead. Yes.
are gonna die?
Well, no, they're not.
I don't
dead,
think so.
because
No.
people are always gonna put stock like in the award shows. I mean, maybe not the proper award shows that they should be putting stock in, but I mean, the Grammys is like the mainstream pop award show, as I would say.
No, because
So-
the And then
Well,
they hold like big titles for different award shows. I know music is like a huge one, but like when it comes to movies,
Yeah, I mean, it's really just the Emmys and the Grammys. Like, there's so many other different awards that
BT
I feel like
Awards
get
on TV.
but
the
it's I
Soul
feel
Train
like,
Awards, like I mean, they used to do the Source Awards and the Vibe Awards and all that shit. But
The
like,
Vibe Awards.
the Vibes, yeah, the
What's
for
that?
Vibe magazine.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I didn't know. I didn't know. I
Yeah,
never heard of the
used to
Vibe
be,
Awards.
and Vibe is a black magazine, but it used to be popular like late '90s, early 2000s. But people were so focused on, they won a Grammy, like nobody cared about a Vibe Award or, or all these other smaller awards. So I think, like, they just put way too much stock in the Grammys. But I mean, I heard the Grammys try to get it right this year. Like,
Yo.
I mean, I heard they had to, like, literally, because a lot of it is really politics. That's the problem with the Grammys. It's not really just based on music and the actual art. It's really just like a not really reality TV show, but it's just a TV show.
Fake.
That's even a problem the Weeknd had with the Grammys. Like, they're making him choose. Like, they're saying, oh, you either have to perform at the Super Bowl or perform at the Grammys, or you can't get Grammys. It's like, it's too much politics. Way too much politics.
And it's superficial.
Yeah.
I don't even watch it. It's just so fake.
I don't, yeah.
And the award goes to, and then they come up. Oh, I'd like to thank. I'm just
Yeah.
so sick of it.
I think the
Seen
reason
it.
why it's still like very mainstream and popular because there's an art to it.
What art?
There's an art with everything that you put within creating a performance and creating a show. Like the
Yeah.
venue that it's in, the fashion that they wear,
As
the
far as the
performance
actual,
of what
like,
it is.
it's more like
There
presentation, like.
It's just the different art that I should be more appreciative of. But when it comes to like the live sets, like the actual artist doesn't sound. I don't know. I always feel like I'm missing something.
No,
And
you're
then you
right.
guys
The
were also-
the choreography might be cool.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
I feel like they
the
go
performances
hard
are cool.
with the choreography.
Yeah, performances are always cool.
Yeah.
But nah.
And it's also like the title that you said, like if someone has a Grammy, they make more
Oh,
of
yeah.
their contract or their money. So
That's
like,
true.
they
It
hold-
just helps you. I mean, because
Mhm.
I mean, it's hard to be like I didn't really watch the Grammys, but just from like the award winners, like I know Nas won with
King
King's
Disease,
Disease
yeah.
best rap album, and I'm seeing people. I'm liking that Freddie and Alchemist got the nomination at least. So it seems like they're trying to get the right people,
I don't know.
but
Freddie's was hot, man.
Freddie's album was really good.
I love that album.
amazing.
That
But
was
I
really
mean, it's
good.
like
You think it's a little too like they got it right a little too much?
got it right.
I feel like they
They got it like
kind of
really
were
they had
right.
it wrong
pressured.
all these years. I feel like they literally had no
I don't
choice.
know. It was just weird to me.
They were kind of
like,
trying to pick. You think they're pandering? Like they're
I think so too.
It was too perfect
Yeah,
to
'cause
me.
they were picking all like the iconic type
Yeah.
albums rather
Bro.
than like the
The-
newer like
that we never
popular-
heard about,
Bruh.
right?
I-
And granted, that album could have been really good. We don't know. Like,
Yeah.
we just going off of what we heard.
Bro, after D
But-
Smoke got nominated for a Grammy, I was like, all right, I'm not taking
Nah,
him
but
serious.
his album was actually good. I can't don't
No,
play
it's
D-Smoke.
decent. Like I fuck with
It's
D Smoke.
decent?
There's so many.
Don't say that.
I'm not
bro.
putting D Smoke's album for best rap like album.
That
of
was,
the
but that
year.
was a. But
like,
there's
that's
some
like
really,
a pander because D
How's that a
Smoke.
pander?
Because D Smoke, it's like, I mean, I want to. He's kind of like in the black, like revolutionary, like kind of lane.
Okay.
It's like I just feel like that's the theme. So I feel like not even with the Grammys, a lot of these companies like they just really try to pander and whatever is cool and hot at the moment or trendy at the moment, they're just throwing whatever. Like I just feel like they're not in touch. Like they might think they're in touch because they got D Smoke, not realizing like I guess he's
like
kind of
a-
popular, but it's like nobody's really like in the streets bumping D Smoke like that. No disrespect to D Smoke, but I'd rather give Sarah the best hip hop album over D Smoke.
Damn.
That's not even a
bro.
hip hop album.
Don't
like,
talk about D Smoke like that.
It's such. Solange's not gonna know, so I feel like I'm gonna just be talking to myself.
Yeah, you're not gonna know.
But it's like,
Okay.
but that's my problem. It's like they try to get just random people
But
who they think.
I
in
don't
the
think it's
moment is,
random.
like,
I don't think it's
cool.
I don't think it's random because I thought that Pray for Paris should have been on the best hip hop album of the year.
I mean, it probably should.
And we know about West Side Gun. He's not really that well known in the pop community.
Not in the hip hop community.
Freddie Gibbs is not that pop community, and he got the nod.
So because you're not mainstream, is that like the issue?
Well, that's what Karan is saying.
I don't think that should really be the.
I just don't think they're really in tune to what's really going on. Like everyone's actually really listening to Freddie Gibbs' shit. Like everyone's actually listening to West Side Guns and Griselda's shit. Like that's actually like buzzing in the streets. So I feel mad.
that was
I
the-
feel mad over saying buzzing in the streets, but
But like, wasn't that the controversy that we had before of like hip hop compared to mainstream and pop? So
Yeah,
if you're trying to stray
but
for
I just think,
the pocket of being mainstream, and you want to be as genuinely as pure as what hip hop is.
but they're just trying to pander. Like they're not even really in tune. Like I feel like
Okay.
they think they're in tune, and that's the problem. A lot of
No,
people.
I agree with that. I'm not saying you're
No,
wrong.
I think
agree with
they're
that.
trying to pay. Like that's the thing. I think they think they're in tune. Like,
Okay.
but there's so many other people that they probably could have put over like D Smoke or like.
No,
Even though they probably thought, oh, like we're gonna get it right because we got D Smoke.
come on, man.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah, I felt like something was off too when they put Nas and Freddie Gibbs. As much as
It's like
me
you know they deserve it. But
yeah, you know they deserve it, but did they deserve it with these albums when they've had all these classics that
Yeah.
didn't get recognized? Now all of a sudden they're recognizing these guys.
You're right.
It's like, oh, now you're recognizing these guys? Why?
You're right.
That's why I think it's a pander. Like
It
Yeah,
did take
I
a while
agree.
for Nas. Yeah, you're right. 'cause
even though
Nas
like
should,
I love like Nas is one of my favorite rappers.
but he
Was
should
King
have been
Disease
And
had
it was a
a.
great
album?
album.
Yeah, he
It
should
was
have
a
been
good
had an
album,
album.
though. Shout out to Hit Boy.
Nah,
it
but
was decent,
He's
but it
right.
wasn't.
He should have been had an album. I mean, a Grammy.
A Grammy.
He should have been had a Grammy because he had.
Probably should have got a Grammy in '95 or '96.
But Illmatic should have won a Grammy. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't care about the Grammys. Like, I don't put any stock in the Grammys. I think we put way too much stock in the Grammys. Like, I don't think they do enough. I don't think they. I can at least appreciate the BET Awards and some other awards just because I at least like was put on the new shit. I just feel like it's always just the same people. It's always the same huge act, and it's just not my audience. I realize like we're all into music, so it's like I kind of am just overseeing all the big pop shit, and we know who's gonna get the awards, and it's always just been the same shit. So I just stopped watching it, honestly. Like people complain about it, but I just stopped watching it.
Okay. Well, shout out to everybody who won
How's
the
everyone
Grammy.
who
You know,
won? Like that's
we talking
a
shit
huge
about y'all, but
accomplishment.
shout out to you
I
guys.
never got.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
And D Smoke. Karan shit on you, but
I
it's
fuck
okay.
with D Smoke. I fuck
Yo,
with Sir.
you,
I fuck
you
with
said,
his whole
you
family.
said mad shit about D Smoke.
No,
I'm
like,
sorry.
Who the fuck knows like? And I know like who does? Like I heard the album. Like
You hear him, Sludge?
You shitting on him.
Bro, I'm not.
Live on the podcast. Watch, we gonna blow up.
All I'm
Remember, they
saying-
be like, yo, Karan.
Word.
All I'm saying is I'm in the streets and I haven't heard
You in
the
the streets?
Smoke album in the streets. Nobody's
You in
talking
the streets?
about.
You outside?
I'm outside. When it comes to like people playing music and shit, like I know what's happening. Like, and no one's playing D Smoke. I'm
Okay.
talking way too much about this
Damn.
shit.
You are.
I'm talking way too much about this
This
shit.
episode.
You are. I just want to hear you beef out D Smoke, but that's it.
I fuck with D Smoke.
What was I gonna say? I had a question I want to throw out to you guys. Give me a second. One of y'all talk so I can think of the question.
My phone blowing up right now.
You
I'm
got
not
the
gonna lie.
hose?
Got a lot of.
Yo, Salon. All right.
No,
First
look.
of all, I'm not talking. Well,
Talk. Now go.
Dante got hype because all right. I'm not talking about my business no more. I'm gonna say that.
You never talk about your business. What you talk about, you're not talking about it no more.
Too many people listen to this shit.
So
Is that scary to you guys?
What?
Like not knowing like who's really listening to you guys.
No.
That's good.
Y'all just
I
don't.
That's
love
what you
it.
want.
I
That's
love
what
it,
you
bro.
want.
Is that
Because
what
I'm
you
going to
want?
give you the same
Yeah.
person
That
when I'm
means-
outside, so.
Maybe I'm just a private person.
I'm private too, bro. But on the podcast, I'm here for a reason.
Cause I'm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
I ain't
just-
get these mics for no reason. I'm gonna talk my shit.
Dante said I ain't pay all these money.
Listen,
for
there's
these
a
mics.
difference, right? Your friends support you and they listen because they support you.
Facts.
But it's the strangers
It's the
that
other
are the ones that are actually fans of you.
Come on now.
It's a little different. You
Come
know?
on now.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
You want
like,
that.
having fans like, is that like a weird concept to you?
It's a little bit different.
I don't think I could ever get used to that. Like, or not saying like I have fans.
A
or
little bit different
anything.
how? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
you.
no, no.
No,
you're
it's
good.
all good. It's all good that you interrupted Karan. For real. Nah, but I don't know. Like, I feel like now with social media, the fan interaction is so much different. It becomes more of a relationship. So it's less of
more
a.
personal.
To me, it's less of a fan and more of like an actual like
relationship.
close. you
Really?
know- yeah,
I could see
I'd
that.
say so.
I could see
Like,
that.
and it's weird because, at least from my perspective, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys get like other podcasters that are also into your shit,
Mm-hmm.
but like I get a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I make music too," and that was really awesome. Like a lot of my fans are also people who are making music. So are they really fans or are they, you know,
They're
like
just relating to you. Or,
yeah. But
Uh,
they like what I
Connect.
do. They
Yeah.
they love what I do. You know, I
Yeah.
inspire them and they inspire me. But like,
Yeah.
can you really say they're a fan? I mean, they're streaming my music, so that's why I'm like the word fan is kind of weird in this day because
weird
now
word.
everybody can make music and everybody is, and that's why it's so oversaturated.
Yep.
So are they fans or are they also your counterparts, your fellow music makers. You know?
Mm.
But same thing, like, you know, like you can make this podcast out of your home. Everybody's trying to make a podcast. You guys do it a lot better than a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But like the people that are going to be following you, they might also be podcast makers. So are they fans or are they people that are also like doing it, but they're looking up to you in a way? So that might still make them a fan. That might still make them a fan.
Or just an observer.
It's like competition
Some
in a
people just
way.
like to observe shit.
It's
and-
like,
It's like someone you're inspired
but sometimes it's not a competition because sometimes it's like because they look up to you so much, they gather inspiration from you, and they're not like on your level. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm trying to say, I'm really trying to give you guys your flowers. Like you guys go in on this stuff. Like
Yeah.
you talk about, like ask the right questions. I think that's the most important part. You're always like in there in the corner scheming about something, and that's important with a pod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To keep it rolling and always asking the, you know, because conversation can get dull really quick if
and
you don't know what
it's
you're
not
doing.
easy
That's a
to
fact.
do. Like
And
a lot of
there's-
people don't realize it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy, and that's why that we say the words "give you your flowers," as I heard a lot of you guys say on episode 100. You were
Yeah.
all giving flowers, so I'm giving you your flowers.
I
the same.
appreciate that, bro, for real.
all of you. You kill it for real.
Appreciate it, man.
But yeah, fans. It's just a different. It's a different type of fan. Let's put it that way.
Hmm.
Different
Okay.
type.
Different type of fan. Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you, because Karan shared that he's a private person, he doesn't like to talk so much on the podcast. So, as a rapper, when you write your lyrics, do you put like personal shit on there, like talking about like maybe a mentor or like a situation you might have been in with somebody? Like, how much do you put in? How much do you filter out?
I'm kind of cryptic. I find that a lot of my stuff is like saying things without saying
Very
things.
subliminal.
It's kind of subliminal, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think it's cool that like of just being like I'm really anxious right now, but a lot of my stuff is dealing with anxiety, perfectionism, being hard on myself. I think you get that when I'm saying like there's blood on my keyboard, wins become losses, and now she look worried. It's like, what does that mean?
Makes you think you have to think.
Yeah,
about
like
that.
obviously there's not blood on my keyboard, but
Yeah.
I'm saying like I'm getting so much anxiety just from being online. I need to get away from this shit because
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, it's like driving me to take L's. Like I wanna have some dubs here, and like there's blood on my keyboard. Wins become losses, and now she look worried. That's the kind of shit I do. I do the things that you really have to like peel back the layers. I think that stuff with hip hop is way
I
cooler
love it.
anyways.
Yeah, I love that shit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think there's times though where flat out just saying shit is also cool. Like
Facts.
there's a certain balance because if you get too cryptic, then you're like MF Doom. And I listen like R.I.P. MF Doom.
R.I.P.
Like
Yeah.
he's a
Legend,
goat, a
legend.
legend. But I personally I wasn't like into him because he was kind of just like
Very
so
cryptic,
All
yeah.
out there, yeah.
but
So
then you
random.
then you have someone like Outkast, Andre 3000. To me, when we talk about goats, he is the goat of goats.
As far as
'Cause
rapping, yes.
as far as
Music,
lyric,
fuck rapping.
even
in
music.
general, man.
And what I would say, what I would say though is he could rap about flowers and make that shit sound hard.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
He would say the like loving poem and make it sound like
Crazy.
I was walking down the street last night and I saw this flower. It was really pretty. Like, but he doesn't say it like that.
Yeah.
But he flows it in that way and like says it not in the way I said it because I'm not Andre 3000.
Yeah.
But he makes it hard.
And do
Bro.
it in a kilt and still
Yeah,
make it
and
the
do it
most
in a-
gangster shit ever.
That's what
Yo,
I'm saying.
bro.
That's the
Yeah.
shit I love.
You
man.
remember
with a
in
perm and a
the
kilt.
Yeah.
yo, you remember in the Walk It Out remix that he was in, and he was rapping about the hokey pokey or some shit? You remember that?
The hokey
Shut
pokey.
up.
Bro, I'm see if I can find it. Bro.
I know he said, yeah, pull it up. I know in the Walk It Out, he said, like, make your mama proud and stop wearing them big ass, take them shits 2 sizes down. That was the shit. Yeah, play that shit, Dante. That's the shit right
Bump
there.
it.
I
mean-
believe it was the.
It was a Walk It Out. I think you're right.
After this, you got to bump Kanye Scoop-de Poop-de Whoop.
I remember
But that
when
was
came
hard
out.
too, bro.
No key,
that shit
I was
was
so
hard,
tight when
bro.
that came out because I thought it was about to
Goodness,
be heat.
fuck.
Because that beat was
song.
fire, bro.
I thought it was about to be heat, yo. I really thought I was just waiting for him to
Me
say some
too.
crazy
He
shit.
said-
And he
Nah,
said,
fuck
"Put these."
y'all.
I was
Oh
like,
my
"Yo,
God,
this
shit
nigga
was
really
hard.
trolled all of us, bro.
Trolled it.
Trolled it. He was setting us up, building us up. I was like, only he could do that, though. Only he could let us do that. Shout out to Kanye.
All right, let's hear it. talking about, bro?
Bro, he definitely did the hokey pokey. Like he rapped the hokey pokey in the song, like towards the end of it, and he made it seem like the hardest shit I ever heard in my life. I'm gonna find it next podcast. But I'm telling you, he did rap. He literally said, "You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out" in the fucking rap verse.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was
I
this
can't
one.
remember the song.
It might have been like the bootleg one, the bootleg version.
Shout out to Andre 3000. I actually
How we get on
I met
this?
him last year at in Soho.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh,
Shout out to
shit.
He was walking around with the
Walking it out.
what's
Just
the
walking it out.
I forgot the clarinet, but it's like the bigger clarinet.
saxophone
Yeah. He was walking around Soho
with a cello.
with the cello by himself.
Wait.
Nigga strong as
Like,
hell.
but he's known for like I don't know if you knew that, but that's like a thing. Like everyone in New York City, and he's so weird, and that's why I love him as an artist because
too.
I think that's how he gets inspired. Like he's so normal, and he loves I don't know. It's just like his brain works so differently. Like he's known for walking around New York City in the craziest outfits with sunglasses and an instrument, and like he'll just have different instruments, and he'll be in the park just playing,
That's so
and like
fire, man.
everyone like walks up to him and can't believe like, oh shit, you're just alone dolo in the park. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, where's your security
Yeah,
detail?
like it's
Literally.
crazy, yo. So I
I
love
can't wait to
Andre.
bump into him. That'll be beautiful.
Yeah, he literally lives right on Astor Place. Like it's crazy.
Oh, shit,
Like
he's
literally
right
right
there.
there. And he's like usually out there. I don't know about now, but last year and a few years ago, every day, like everyone
Like
else.
Washington Square Park.
Well, like he would literally be in the most popular like parts of Soho, like Lower East Side, like just to get inspiration, like which I heard. Shout out to Rick Rubin. I just watched that recently with him and Andre 3000
Yeah, that was a little
really-
bit ago, right?
a little bit ago. Yeah, that was like 6 months ago actually. But
Yeah.
shout out to Andre.
How do we get on Andre? What were we
Talking
talking
about him doing the hokey pokey.
Doing the okay-
But no,
why
just
are we
like
talking
being
about-
an
Talking about
artist,
pressure.
like being an artist
Oh.
and just being.
Oh, about being
different.
honest on your lyrics and like being,
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually being
Yeah, and he
filter.
Yeah, and I guess he can be. I don't know how we got even farther off on tangent with him,
Yeah,
but the balance
Cryptic,
of
cryptic.
cryptic
yeah, he's good with it.
and
That's what he's
being,
saying.
you know, and I think that he's really good with that. He'll say some really cryptic shit, and then he'll say like just flat out things, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I love him. Like Hey Ya, like the big hit of Outkast, is supposed to be like a happy song, but it's like about how you know he can't have a stable relationship,
Yeah.
and his parents can, but we don't know how to keep two together because we don't know how. You know, like
Oh shit!
yeah,
I gotta hear that
keep
song.
No, I'm
again
saying,
now.
yo,
together 'cause
you
we don't know.
gotta listen to the Love Below. It's such a like
That's
people
good.
think it's such a
No, it's
happy
a-
album
it's a dark
or
album.
happy part of the album, but it's actually like super sad.
It
Like,
is.
It
He's
is.
just talking about heartbreak every single song.
Yeah.
Like, but a lot of people won't pick that up unless they listen because it sounds happy and upbeat, but
I
it's
like
actually
that
really
shit.
cryptic. Yeah.
I love that shit. Like, this is America. Like, it's
That too.
about, like, you're dancing, you're having a great time. And really, there's just some crazy shit going
Chaos
on
in the background.
And you're just distracting yourself from it, pretending like nothing's happening and the world's burning behind you. He's a visionary. He
great.
knew the
Child's
shit was
goat.
about to hit. Like, but, yeah,
It's
man.
funny. He just dropped that one song, and then he dropped the EP with a bunch of unreleased records too as well.
Man,
But-
if Childish don't come out with Atlanta, that's all I'm worried.
He is. He's making Atlanta season
love Atlanta,
3 and
man.
4.
It's like
Dead.
my favorite show. Yeah.
He's making 3 and 4 right now, I think.
Good.
But shout out to
Shout out to
Childish
Childish.
Gambino.
And I was like, I'm gonna write this because I have the time. I don't
Yeah.
know if in the future, maybe if I'm financially stable and all that, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Interesting. I love how I'm
What?
hearing like the COVID stories, how like COVID really
Changed
helped certain
people,
things
yeah.
in people's lives. And like, granted, it was a horrible thing, people died and shit.
Yeah.
But it's also been some blessings too.
Oh, yeah.
like,
A lot of people take
started
advantage of
podcasts,
it.
people
Yeah.
started YouTube. People, like a lot of creators have been creating during COVID. And I fuck with that heavy.
yeah. Think about it, man. I'm on unemployment right now, so once I get off that, and I have to get a job, right? Because this music shit's not paying the bills. That's why I got to start up merch so I can at least start making an income off of this, right? And slowly build up the brand. And I got to invest a ton of money into it. But it's like, I gotta,
Take advantage of
gotta,
that shit.
like that's what I'm saying. But then I gotta, once I get my job,
It's gonna be
I won't
harder,
have,
yeah.
I won't have the time I have right now, so I won't be able to write a script and make music and put that and get content for Instagram and all
Exactly,
social
yeah.
medias. That's a lot of
So
work.
like, how does it work? You don't get an income within streaming when you have it on a platform.
Oh,
You
it
do,
has to be
but
a
it's a
large amount.
it's like a sixth of a cent
yeah.
Yeah.
per stream.
Okay.
So if
Do
I'm
I
you
see.
do you I can't talk. What the fuck is it called? Do you distribute on Tidal?
yes,
By chance? Okay.
you have title?
I do. I have everything.
No shit.
I have
Oh, you
everything.
have it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you ask the title though?
Because I know Tidal pays artists more than Spotify and Apple.
But they pay more, but no one's on it.
No one, it's not.
That's the bad thing.
Man.
And I've been trying. That's my new experiment. Not experiment, but like I'm trying to figure out why people. I have a theory why nobody's on Tidal.
It's a newer company.
Not only that,
they're not as established as a Spotify or Apple or YouTube Music.
I think the interface does play part of it as well. Like music's not easily accessible on Tidal. Like how Apple, you can have everything organized. You got your artists. A$AP Rocky, all the songs that you download from A$AP Rocky. Spotify's the same thing. You go to the artist, all the songs is right there. Tidal, you can't do that.
Everywhere, kind of.
Like
not as organized.
The tracks are downloaded. If you go to artists, it's gonna take you to the artist's main page instead of the songs that you downloaded. So it's kind of hard to like find, like just have shit that you downloaded like all right there.
Okay, so you have Tidal and you have that experience. Sell me Tidal over Spotify and Apple Music. Why should I have Tidal over that?
Sound quality to me is better than
that's why,
better than
that's
everyone.
Right. They have
sound
flat,
quality. You could find newer artists is more better. You could get tickets off of there. They have exclusive Tidal shit. Yeah, you can get tickets off Tidal.
It's more tailored to the music fan rather than the social aspect.
Exactly.
Like Spotify's like the social aspect.
Yeah,
that's why I love it because I can like see what my buddies are listening to on there. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's what they're on right now.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you see like, oh, I didn't think they'd be into that. You know, and you're like,
Spotify is like to me, Spotify and Tidal are way better than Apple. To me, it's just Apple is so much easier to use.
So organized and so easy
so
to use.
organized.
Everything is on there because even when I had Tidal for the free trial, that was a big. Other than the organization, it's just like
there's some songs Tidal have.
I'm into like a lot of local and smaller artists. Yeah. So of course everyone has their shit on Apple Music. But it's super hard to get certain shit on Tidal.
Yeah, I agree. Some people don't put their stuff on Tidal. But also Apple, for a long time, they didn't have certain stuff that Tidal had as well. You know, Tidal had all Jay-Z's catalog. Yeah. Beyonce's all Tidal catalog. So certain type of artists too. So but even Tidal has some mixtapes too. Tidal has a lot of mixtapes too.
I do think Tidal is going to improve over the next few months just because even with the deal, Jay-Z literally sold a big percentage of that. And what I'm hearing, one of the reasons is because so they can develop, because all of that shit costs money. Like you can't develop all of this shit all at once, and they're a newer company. So I was reading, hopefully with this, they have a new investor who has a big stake in the company. Like that was a big part of even selling a part of it, so they can have the same resources as in Spotify or Apple Music. So. Yeah, I definitely want to support Tidal. It's hard to listen, and it's hard to pay for all the streaming services. It's that shit adds up.
Well, I didn't pay for all of them at once.
Yeah,
I like
on your free trial shit.
Oh nah, bro. I had I broke up the months. You know, I spent a year on Tidal, spent a year on Spotify, spent a year on Apple.
Okay, something like that. And I hate doing that because then I have to keep
it's annoying.
My music
that's
and
annoying.
Shit. I did all of that shit too. Like I tried all the services.
Yeah, it's annoying doing that. I agree.
But I'm sleeping on YouTube Music though. I'm telling you.
YouTube Music is actually really lit
because they have everything, like literally everything that's on YouTube and their
as long as
it's
on
music
YouTube,
shit.
that's the issue.
Yeah, but no, they have all their YouTube Music and the YouTube videos, so you can also all convert it into an MP3 file. So that makes it so much easier because everything's all in the MP3 file. But it's not as organized. Like
that's if you're subscribed to it, because if not, then it kind of sucks ass.
Yeah, well, if you're not, you can still listen to the music. You just can't like close your phone.
Yeah,
but that's still cool.
Even on YouTube Music?
No, you have to have the premium to.
Wow.
But it's
on YouTube Music?
Well, yeah, you have to pay for the premium to actually stream it.
I don't have to do that on Apple. I could not have Spotify. I
could
not have an account, just have it. You know how it does the shuffle
but it's
shit.
not the same because you can't choose your songs. Then.
Yeah, that's because you can't choose a song. But like I said, you can still for YouTube Music. You can still download everything and have a playlist. Literally, the only thing is you can't like close your phone.
That's trash.
It's not trash. You still have all the music.
Like when you're driving, it's not that awful.
I understand for YouTube itself, you can't close your phone because you're watching the video. I get that. But for music, if it's called YouTube Music, it's just
why you
music.
pay the premium.
So I have to pay the premium to close my phone for
it's
YouTube
the same
Music.
Shit as Apple Music and shit.
No, it's not because you don't pay Apple Music to close your phone. You can close it.
But
what are you talking about?
You can't
stream the music
if you don't pay.
Exactly.
You only have to buy the music or have a preview of the music.
For Apple, but for Spotify, you don't have to play it.
Yeah, but
you
can't
then you
choose your
can't
song.
choose your song
but
now,
you can still
and you
stream
still
music.
get those annoying ass fucking ads.
But you can still stream music, correct?
It's not the same.
Yeah, but if you can't pick your
not
music,
the same
it's
So you're saying with Spotify you get ads for free, but with YouTube Music you can get anything with no ads. But you have to keep your screen.
There's still like a 5 second. You know how like they have the 5-10 second ads. So
the ads aren't as annoying as Spotify.
They still have ads though. And on top of that, I gotta keep my screen.
Come
on.
on,
That's
see?
it, and you've got a battery life.
But you get
Thank
mixtapes.
you,
You get
bro.
literally
You
any
get
mixtape.
anything.
You can get video, like random videos.
That's what SoundCloud's for.
But like you get
SoundCloud got the mixtapes. That Piff, your
Listen.
favorite site that
I'm
you still
still
love.
on all those
I'm
platforms.
not gonna
But
hold you. I feel like it's really
That's
easy
interesting.
to like maneuver and like organize your shit off YouTube music.
you can't do that. It's super easy to organize. Like I'm trying to try it. But
And it'll also
'Cause
put
I'm-
you onto new songs because
that-
it's like when you pick a song, it'll have a playlist of other songs that are relatable to that song as well.
yeah, so it's easier
So
to
you're
find
put
newer
onto-
artists and shit.
See, I do have the moments where like I want to listen to that mixtape Lil Wayne, and
Facts.
that's not on anywhere.
Anywhere.
not.
And if
It's
you
all
go on
on YouTube
YouTube, you
Music.
gotta go on
It's-
YouTube and shit
yeah.
like that.
I agree. Okay, so I have a question. So yesterday, last podcast, we started talking about the older generation versus the new generation, right? So frequently a debate with my mom that I have all the time is about she ain't never heard about no anxiety and no stress. So she thinks that our generation, anxiety and stress are made up words that we created. Because back in her days, there was no anxiety, there was no stress. We did what we had to do, and that's it. And I try to tell, like, Ma, it's a different time in life. You wasn't able to really have those feelings. Y'all had to just do what you got to do. Us, we actually have the privilege. Thank you. But now we could wake up and feel kind of worried. Like, we could feel kind of, confluffled with some certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she just can't comprehend, like, anxiety at all. So I guess my question to you guys is that, what is my question actually? Do you guys think that
Anxiety is real.
it's real?
Definitely a real thing. It's always been a real thing.
It's real. I understand it.
I mean,
I personally don't really have it as much. But I understand why people have it.
well, you have to think about the generation of where she comes from. Going
Oh,
back to
that was
just,
my question. Do you think that the older generation really has anxiety, but they're just trying to shelter it?
Anxiety that's always been a thing. The only difference is from then to now. It's just that with technology, everything's just readily available and the information, so we can talk about. Everyone has more information on anxiety. Like back then, when your mom was growing up, it's like you would have to go to the library and really read up on,
The
psychological,
psychology.
like the psychology of all of that. So if you don't have the resources, like it's not going to be
Or
available.
if you weren't going to a therapist to understand it,
Yeah.
or a doctor or some shit.
And this is all now becoming more normalized as the years go on. So, I mean, a lot of the older generation, they can't understand it because they were suppressing it. Like, that's not a good thing. Like, they weren't talking about it in schools. It wasn't like an open conversation compared to now. So that's really the big difference. And like we always say, like with the older generation, when you're accustomed to living a certain way and being programmed to think a certain way, it's like it sounds kind of weird because we're talking about like your parents, but I always like the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's like,
But it's also within that change is very scary because some people
change is
don't
scary,
even
that's the
realize
thing.
that you can get anxiety within the change of certain things.
that's true too. That's very true.
And also, our parents didn't have the internet where we could compare ourselves to every other person, every other thing, and we're just mindlessly scrolling through for an hour. I have a thing on my wall that's a little quote that I wrote that's unused energy creates anxiety. And I firmly believe that anxiety is just a pent-up energy that you need to release.
I feel
at least
attacked.
for me. You feel attacked?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because that felt so true.
Okay, so that's good,
Anxiety
right?
is just unused energy.
Is
Damn.
unused energy. So what I'm
Wow.
saying is I'm like, as you can see, an excited,
I'm sorry. I feel so attacked right
Nah.
now.
but I think it's a good thing though.
Yes.
We're open minds here. On
Yes,
on
we
this
are. Soapbox
podcast.
is always open minded.
It's a
Always.
beautiful thing, and you guys do a great job with it. But what I would say is, I'm a very energetic person. I'm a very excited person, and when I label my anxiety as excitement, as something that like I'm just ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm not anxious anymore. Now I'm confident and ready to go. But it's still that same energy.
Yeah.
Whereas before I was suppressing it, and before I was just like sitting there like this, and now it's building up because I'm holding it in. But I'm someone who's I'm supposed to be someone who's like pushing it out there and giving my energy to the world. That's
Yeah.
that's who I am. And if I'm not being that, then I'm holding that inside me. That's unused energy that's going to build up inside of me and kind of eat me alive. And that's what anxiety is. And that happens a lot in this day and age because the people that need to say things about themselves, they're looking at their phones, they're just distracting themselves from what's going on in their head. That's why we have all these suppressed feelings, and that's why anxiety is created. That's why it's so important to talk about your emotions, and I think women are better at it.
Definitely.
Us men need to get better at it. We need to be more vulnerable, Karan is a smart dude.
Karan's a small dude.
No, man.
What?
Fucking dead.
Karan's a smart dude.
He said it, man. I'm just quoting him from last episode.
You ain't lying, Zach.
Karan's a
Don't hold
small
you.
dude. Unused energy. That's a bar. I don't know if I agree though, but
It's
I gotta
okay.
think. I gotta
You
think
don't, but
about
you don't have to agree because you have a different perspective on the world. So like your perspective could just be it's different, and like
Yeah.
it's not that I'm wrong or you're wrong. It's that we both understand the world differently because we just have different perspectives, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like it's
Why
okay.
is it so hard for people to just understand that? What you just
Because
said?
I think everyone wants to
What you
label
just
it.
said
Like,
is just so simple.
Because people also would like to feel
So
like that you
simple.
could relate to them in the same way, and when you can't share a relation with that person, they're like, I don't understand why they can't comprehend this one fucking thing.
I feel like we're just so built to just. Why can't we just understand? Like, why is it so hard?
Why do we have to?
Why?
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
They say the funniest thing about, I don't know the exact quote, but it's the funniest thing about communication is that the illusion that it took place.
Come on now.
We think that we've communicated something. We think that we've fully expressed ourselves, whereas it'll hit some people like you three, like all nodded. So like that hit, right?
Yeah.
But there'll be a lot of times where I will say something and like I can tell
They just don't
someone
get it.
like is like, nah.
Yeah.
like just before you were like, nah, like
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's just,
Of course.
that's just being human. The imperfection of being human.
That's the beauty. We can disagree to agree, or agree
Exactly.
to disagree. That's the word. But
Really quick, Dante, what I
what's
will
up?
say, which I think your mom might have a point, and maybe she was maybe trying to say, is I do think a lot of people in this generation get anxiety confused. Like they get depression and anxiety kind of mixed up sometimes. Like I do think a lot of, like, of course, as human beings, we're all going to experience certain emotions. And I do think this generation throws the word anxiety and like
True.
depression.
Or
A little
any
too
social-
loosely.
Any social disorder. Very
Yeah.
a
loosely.
little too loosely.
Very
I agree.
loosely. That's the only thing I could
ADHD.
kind of see your mom, like her point in that. I do think this generation throws that word out without really knowing exactly what it is. So I can see her point on that. But yeah, other than that, no, I just don't think that generation had the information available to them, and it's hard for them to even keep up with some of the new changes and the new lingo and how people move around. So I mean, it can be hard. Like they're the OGs, so it's like these younger generation
They
coming
were
up
about
with
the
something.
working harder, not working smarter kind of.
Yeah, it's just a different like thinking. It's like state of mind they were in. So
So they were built different.
Built different.
and they
Built
built a little different, but different times. But,
Different
you know,
times. Calls for different
Always.
builds.
but it's
Especially with how the internet has changed the world
Yeah.
so much compared to their generation. Like,
yes.
it's you
Heavily.
can say it's 50 years ago, but really it's probably like I don't want to say. I mean, this might offend
Bro,
my
think-
parents. Like 300 years ago.
You're right though, bro. You're
It's
right.
just, things changed so much because before you were connected to people like, yo, you like Susie across the street. You call her home phone. You'd be like, yo, is
Home
Susie
phone.
there?
So let us know about that, huh?
Yeah, right.
Home phone.
But now,
Why you look at me like that?
it'd be one of those things on the wall where you'd hold the.
Now
thing
you're
here,
right.
Oh,
You'd
you
be like, "Hello,
rotate-
Mrs. Blah blah
No,
blah."
that's a fact. That's a big
Hi,
fact.
is
Did
that-
y'all ever have
is
like
Susie
a
there?
home phone? You had to call on the home
I used-
phone.
Yeah, we had to
On
call.
the
I remember that. I
home
remember I had to call her home phone. I had to call Shorty. I don't know her name, but
It-
shout out to her.
that's the point. It's
I used to
even-
call her all the time, bro.
Bro,
home
it's
phone.
even
I'm not
in
gonna say
our
nothing.
generation.
You're gonna keep
It's
quiet.
it's even in our generation though. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
No,
that's
saying?
true,
we
yeah.
we that's why I think we're so important as millennials, not to be like, look at us, we're so important.
We're
but
elitist,
like,
yeah.
like
We're the gap.
We're the gap. We understand this. Like
Both
you know,
sides.
we
We
relate
understand
to
it.
home phone.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
also
yeah.
relate
To the
with
new-
this
with
the
It's
younger
technology.
generation.
technology because we're in the midst of literally watching the new technology era change.
Exactly.
I'm so thinking
In
about
middle
how shit
school.
was in 2000, like with the internet first started, like 99, 2000,
Like you were talking about CDs and burning CDs. There's a lot of kids that don't know what the fuck that is.
Don't know about Walkmans.
Yo, they don't have CDs in newer cars nowadays. Like it's crazy.
They don't have the tapes where you could put it in as well. The little floppy disks and shit. Like
I used to have my first car. Literally, I would buy fucking cassette tapes.
yo, my
You remember
first
my
car had
Camry,
fucking
bro?
cassette
My
tapes.
first car had fucking cassette tapes that I would have to order online to try to get some
love
cassette
it.
tapes.
Yo,
I
yo,
love
bro,
it.
I remember my Camry, my Toyota Camry. You remember my Camry? I used to have like a bunch of CDs in that Camry. I used to burn all my songs would be on those. I used to have 50 CDs.
Me too. I have on my
55,
mom's crib.
60.
I literally have a huge CD
Flip book.
booklet, like
Yep.
a flip
Facts.
book of just all my CDs.
Like, there it is, right
'Cause I
there.
refuse to
love
get rid of my CDs.
Yeah.
Like,
I will.
Facts.
It's national treasure.
I know we're not talking about video games, but I have all my PS2 games. In
yeah,
one of those flip
same
books.
thing. Yo,
Still,
my
No,
Xbox
I'm
games,
never getting
all
rid
of
of my
that
crazy.
shit.
My PS2
regret
is
it, bro.
with me everywhere.
It's
Bro.
funny.
Yeah.
I gave away my PS2, my Sega. Was it on Sega? No, Dreamcast. Dreamcast to all my cousins down south. Only thing I have right now to my name is my PS4 and my Wii. I don't have the PS3. I had everything, and I gave it away to my cousins. And I'm mad at myself because
You're like,
there's
I wanna-
times I want to be nostalgic and
yeah.
play it one more time, and I can't play it.
Yeah. I'm a big Guitar Hero guy, so like
Oh,
I
that
have
used
to
to be
have
my
it with
shit.
me. I have to
I've always
have
wanted
it.
to play those games. I suck at it though.
I still
my
have
hand,
those
I got no
games.
coordination.
I don't
yo.
got coordination with my fingers. No,
I,
that's
mean, I play on I play on expert. Listen, if
Talk
anybody
your
wants
shit,
to
bro.
face me,
Oh, expert.
Yo,
Come on.
expert.
I
Talk
almost
your
beat, I went 70% through the Fire and Flames. Like that's as far as I got. I haven't beat it yet on expert. But every
I
other
can
song
still
I beat,
only
I
go
just
on
can't beat it.
medium. on
Yeah,
that
medium.
shit.
Y'all are different breeds. Yo, if
Y'all
people
be
are
having
expert on
that
Guitar Hero, y'all be
coordination.
wild.
Y'all got
yo.
wide ass fingers.
I should have just learned real guitar at that point.
Might as well.
Yes.
I never understood. People be nice Guitar Hero, but they can't play guitar for shit. Whenever I see
It's
them.
definitely different, but they be
Yeah.
like Guitar Hero's on expert is mad hard, yo.
Yes.
'Cause it goes dumb.
Shout out
fast.
to Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
Shout out Guitar Hero.
shout out SDR music video. I'm playing Guitar Hero on that.
Oh, you are
Hey.
actually.
Yeah,
You are
okay.
in that video.
I was playing a little bit on that. On
a
the
little
music
something,
video.
something.
But yeah, I have to put it in that visual because I was like, this is a part of me. Like I played so much Guitar Hero, probably wasted 2 years of my life
Just on Guitar Hero.
in hours on Guitar Hero.
It's okay. Was it a waste though?
It was
No,
never
you're
a
right.
It was not a
I had a
waste.
good time.
So you
Never
playing
waste.
still
Never
hear the
waste.
yo? They got the jams on Guitar Hero though. Like,
They did. They
you
did
can
have the
just
jams.
jam out the good music and just like they'll be
I'm just
entertained.
playing-
Like
yo,
and
I
playing
still play
shit.
Guitar Hero. I'm not gonna hold
That's
you.
the shit, man. Yeah. Shout out to Guitar Hero.
Karan, I have a question.
For me,
Yeah. Well, I guess for you and Zach, y'all both men.
why not Solange?
Damn, this is a sexist ass question.
No, because we already talked about it before, and it's about
So the
males.
women, so the one I don't.
Okay, so I guess
person,
we could
don't
bring
wanna
Solange on.
identify you
Yeah.
as a woman, he or she. I just want to say person. So the one other. Damn, this is so hard to like put labels on people. What
That's
do
all
people
you,
say?
bro. That's all you,
Do you
bro.
prefer
go-
he? Oh, no,
I
obviously not
prefer
he.
That's all
she.
you, bro. That's
Not
all
them?
you.
I prefer she.
saying
I am
nothing.
not. my pronouns are she her. So
I'm
yeah.
not
Okay,
saying
okay.
nothing.
I have to ask first.
Okay.
I think you should have known that by now, Karan, because I never had a problem with it before. But I
can't
appreciate
cons-
it
I
because I
can't
know
assume.
the whole thing about the dog. You know, can't give the dog. You know, if they can't choose what
That's what I'm
genders they
saying.
want to be. I get it.
That's what I'm saying.
I get it.
So-
Shut up. Anyways,
So why can't she respond to the question?
she could respond to it if you
Yeah,
want.
What's your,
Anyways,
what's your question?
yes.
What's your question?
What do you guys think that men beef over more, women or money?
Oh, fucking dead.
Say it again.
What do you guys think that
Can I
men?
rephrase that question?
Yeah, rephrase it.
What do you guys think men beef over the most?
Women or money?
No,
Yeah.
just in general. What do you
Between-
think, guys?
between other men?
No.
Like,
yes,
or do
between
men-
other men. What do
But
you
in
guys beef
general, she
over
said
the
in
most?
general.
Yes.
She said in general now. The reason why I asked this question because I was watching Snowfall the other day, Karan, the
That's
newest episode,
My new favorite show.
and I don't want to do any spoilers, but I've noticed how a certain woman in the show connected two of the people together. And then when I saw that, I don't want to spoil it. That's why I'm not really telling you. Because I don't know if you saw
Two
the
of
new
the
episode.
women. Of course, I saw it multiple times. Two of the women.
No, like the newest episode just dropped this week.
Oh, the surprise episode.
No, the newest episode.
Yeah, the 45-minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a surprise
Yeah,
episode.
about Leon, what he
Yeah,
did.
Yeah,
Okay, so I mean, I talk about it.
yeah. I saw
Okay.
the show. Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, so
Not spoiling it.
yeah, I'll make sure he. I
Okay,
don't know
if
if he
you spoiled
saw
it, I
it.
saw it.
Okay, well, I'm saying that this girl, the, what's his name?
Which one?
The not Pot Boy, the other guy.
Oh, Stacy. Not Stacy, the Man Boy and Stacy. You're talking about?
Yeah, and how that's like his
Well,
sister.
yeah. So Man Boy. Well, nobody probably even watches the show, but yeah, Man Boy is. They're both drug dealers, but they're beefing with
Man
each
Boy
other.
and Scully. Yeah, Man Boy and Scully are
I said
beefing.
Stacy Scully. Yeah.
And I saw how Scully is married to his sister,
Well, that's his baby moms. They're not married, but yeah,
baby mamas,
they have
whatever.
a kid together. Yeah.
So I was looking at that, and I'm like, oh wow, there's something that connects them to was a woman.
Well, that's different. It's a sister, and like it's
It's-
not like a love.
No,
Like,
it don't have to be a
connection.
love thing though. I'm not trying to make a love thing, but I've noticed in a bunch of like certain beefs between men and in real life, I've just seen that woman happen to be the centerpiece of the beef. Is what I'm saying. It could just be
I mean,
in that situation, it was a sister. It can another be. It could be like you mess with my ex or something like that. There's a beef that stems off of that. And I've noticed not all beefs, but I'm
Honestly-
saying most in my case that I've seen, it's always been, even the beef that I had was because of a woman.
it's. I mean, I guess
That's why I fucked your bitch.
You know what I mean?
you fat motherfucker. I mean, I think it's. I mean, yeah, I do understand that. Maybe in general, women might have a connection, but I know personally that's always been mad weird because I've never had a woman like in between my beefs. Like no woman has ever known what other beef I had with another man. But I would say it's. I would think it's money, like
It's the most.
finance over like women.
Material products or just straight up money?
I would say just like owing money. Like, I mean, why do men beef? Well, I mean,
That's why I asked the question.
Sometimes it could just be their personality. Sometimes
Yeah,
they just
just-
suck as a like. If people.
But
if
do you
people
really
suck,
beef
like,
with
you wanna
another
be-
person if they really suck, or you're
Nah,
just
you
gonna be
just-
like they suck because they suck, or you're actually gonna have real beef
Nah,
with
that's
that
a good
human
point.
being?
I
'cause
just
they
keep my
suck?
distance at that point.
I mean, maybe is it just ego? A lot of guys have big egos, or just the.
But what makes them bring out their ego? Like that's what I'm saying. Like what makes them feel like they have to be protective of whatever they own or whatever that is in that.
I guess yeah.
essence?
Well, I guess women would be like maybe the biggest issue because I don't even see why like.
You don't see how
unless you're
guys-
just like some men just feel intimidated by other men, so I mean, it could be many different reasons why a guy could be intimidated. It could be he might have more money, more women, more possessions, but I think it usually comes down to either like materialistic shit, money, or like women. But I can't think of really anything else unless it's like something super personal, like you hurt my family or
Yeah, of course.
something like that.
Yeah.
But
Not, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't beef with guys. I probably beef with more women than guys. That's not my choice, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say women.
Women?
I don't know
Money?
why. I don't know why men would beef over money. Really.
Well, it's like let's say someone lends you or someone
Oh.
you lend someone $1,000, they ain't
Okay.
pay it back.
They never
I'm-
pay
That could be a
back.
beef.
Yeah.
It could be stealing something from the crib. That's money. Stealing your
Materialistic
Oh, I
shoes.
see.
things.
Yeah.
I
So-
see. So yeah, and then in that case, I might change my decision because you're saying money is this overarching idea.
Yes.
Where women would be more focused to just women.
Yeah.
So you could argue that money just because of all that, but women might happen more often. Ah,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is
Yeah.
tough. It is tough. It is
'Cause
tough.
I'm
What was the last time you like? What was the reason the last time you had? Oh, I
Over
know
a
your, I
girl.
know your reason. Yeah,
it was
Yeah,
over
women,
a girl.
Yeah,
It was over a girl that I didn't give a fuck about, but clearly this gentleman was very adamant about her.
yeah.
I love how you said that.
I was just being
Clearly,
honest.
this gentleman.
You know what I mean? So that was the last beef I had with him. I never had a beef over
I've never beefed over like a woman or
over
like,
money or anything.
only
so-
beef I've ever had with a guy is literally because of money. Like either we were in a business like venture together and he did some fucked up shit or try to not scam, but like they try to back out of it, but it's gonna cost me money. Like it's literally always been like business shit. Like I've never beefed with a guy over like a woman or shit like that. Like
I
Well, that's
I
a
went
good
to
story.
I went
Okay.
to the steakhouse with my friend. Does that count as beef?
gunshot.
shoot!
Oh man.
Dad jokes, dad jokes, dad jokes.
Oh man.
That's something my dad would say for real.
Yeah, it sounds like a 60-year-old joke
Yeah.
right there.
I'm crying. So Solange, what do you think women would be what would women beef mostly over?
Respect. Because you could literally trigger a woman off of anything. If they feel disrespected in some terms of whatever that shit is, That's it.
I see that.
I feel like women be beefing over everything.
But that's what I'm saying, like, because it's
Literally,
more catty. Like, if a guy were to talk behind your back, you just be like, yo, throw hands, what's good? Not even necessarily throw hands, but like, yo, what's good? Why are you talking behind my back? This, and the third. But like, it's so normalized for women to be on that catty shit. So I think it's genuinely just about respect. Like, if they feel disrespected in any terms, whether it's a man, money, materialistic things, like, just ego-wise and talking shit, like, if you feel disrespected, that's it.
You know what I noticed in bars? I feel like if a man bumps into a man, oh, sorry, bro. All right, cool. Maybe I'm a little sexist here, but if a woman bumps into a woman, it's like,
We be on edge. I'm not gonna hold you.
did she just? Who does she think she is? And then the woman that actually bumped into the other woman doesn't like say her sorry or anything. She just keeps walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
I noticed
casually
that a
walk
lot.
it off.
I
Yeah.
noticed it too,
Men will
though.
always be like, oh yeah, sorry,
Like,
dude.
we'll give a
It's
fuck.
funny. No, I'm not
or
gonna
sometimes
hold you.
it'll happen. You'll both just brush it off. And
I've
not say
seen
anything.
the
Yeah.
opposite sometimes. It's literally like if someone bumps into you and you don't acknowledge the fact that you bumped into the human being. I've seen men be like, yo, nigga, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean,
Fuck
if they
you
keep doing it, then yeah. But
No, not even if you keep
Or if
doing
they're
it. It's like
doing
if you
to,
don't
like,
acknowledge
really
the
throwing
fact
his
that
shoulder.
you...
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, sometimes it's just a light thing, and like
coming through, yeah.
I've seen women where they're like, oh my god, I'm like, that wasn't even anything. Like, she barely touched you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What's going on here? Like, why are we making a big deal out of this? I've had those moments.
Honestly,
agree.
I don't
I
think
agree.
it's a big
I'm
difference
not-
between men and women. I think they literally all beef about the same shit. Like, whether it be like really petty shit or big shit. Like, I think it's not a men or women thing. Yeah, because honestly, like, I've known women who had crazy egos and they want to fucking wild out on another woman because of their ego or a man or money. Like, I've seen it all with men and women. So I don't know if it's even specifically like gender specific. So I think it's just like humans. Like, that's just human nature type shit.
egos can fuck you
A lot
up,
of
man.
egos, man. A lot of people have huge egos. Y'all
Yeah.
need to do some like DMT or like some.
Is it bad to have a
Nah,
huge ego?
DMT, but maybe some Musa, meditate.
Is it bad to have a big ego?
Oh, it's horrible to have a big ego.
You know what? Sometimes you don't always need your chakras aligned as long as you know who you are. My sister always said that she be talking shit because no one has came to her yet and stepped to her and was able to defeat her. So until someone can do that, she's gonna keep on talking her fucking shit.
That's how your sister's rolling, yo.
That's how my sister's rolling.
Yo.
That's how her ego is.
It's
Fucking Leo.
It's crazy. I was thinking about this in the shower this morning. Like,
What?
I'm in the shower thinking about this, like staring at the. I'm like, I should probably clean myself, but I'm just thinking about this right now.
You just butt-ass
like,
naked.
butt-ass naked. Picture this.
shower.
Everybody visualize this. Look at me
Having
now
the
and just
soap drip
undress
down
me.
his fucking-
Just undress me.
So here I am, butt ass naked in the shower, and I'm thinking about ego and how hip hop on album covers. What are album covers mostly? They're photographs of the person.
Yeah.
Whereas you have a Tame Impala, or if you have a band, obviously there's not one face to the band, so you can't really have a face to it.
Yeah.
But even like in other, I'm trying to think of another example of like, I don't know. I can't really say R&B because R&B is also kind of, it can be kind of ego-ish.
Oh, it definitely could be
But
English.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there are other genres that Daft Punk. That's what I was thinking
Punk,
about. I'm like Blue Man Group, Sia. There's a lot of and they're all not hip hop. Where hip hop is about the rapper, about how they look. You have Cuddy's Man on the Moon, and
his
it's
face.
always him.
Yeah.
You have Drake, Nothing Was the Same. You have Childish Gambino, Because the Internet.
His
You
face.
got anything. You have the artistic Kanye of the Bear and stuff like that. But more than not. But is that, and then when you say, is having an ego a bad thing? At that point, that's just your identity. And to say that we don't have ego is the wrong thing, because we're human. We have an ego. There's
Yep.
no way to be completely without it.
Yep.
You have a certain understanding of who you are as a person and how I'm different than you guys. It's just not allowing it to be so big and inflated that
Yep.
I don't relate to other people.
Yep.
I mean, more so or less so, whatever works for your way of living, I'm going to say. Because the
Yeah.
way that Kanye be all about himself and shit like that.
He's a bad. But that was beforehand when he was doing the Bear. Now he's
Now
Too
he's off
ego.
his, but it's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
still working for him.
Yeah.
So who's to say?
We don't know if it's personally.
Yeah,
if it's
we
like-
know it's
Personally, yeah.
personal.
because
Okay.
the thing is,
Yeah.
when your ego gets like, when it interferes with like
Ego could cloud your judgment, you're right.
interactions
Yeah,
with other people,
sure.
like it that can affect your interactions
Yes.
with just other people in life. So
That's facts.
I feel like a lot of people let their egos like.
Okay.
Yes,
I
like
would
it's
probably
doing
say
them good, but it's like really hurting them.
Not
like,
Kanye, but how about Cardi?
Cardi
Because
B.
Cardi, she got an ego, but she makes it work for herself, and she's always true to herself.
But I don't
Does she
know.
got
I don't know
ego?
if that's just her persona, like her rap persona. Like I don't know how she is.
That's just
like,
her. That's who she is.
But I don't think
I don't
she
know.
lets it get in the way.
And that's my
Yeah.
point.
She don't let it get in the way. She has an ego. You can see
She
it.
definitely has an
But
ego,
as far as
but not too much because also I think she treats people with
respect, yeah.
And so it's
No matter
not
who they are.
too big of an ego. It's just like, I mean, come on, when she's doing WAP or anything like that, it's all about how she's moving and how she looks and her in the camera. It's all that's ego. That
Yeah.
has to be. You have to have some ego to do that.
Have to.
But it's not.
is it
poisonous
ego
enough.
then at that point, or is that just you being so sure of yourself?
It's ego.
That's your
I mean,
pocket.
it could be both. I mean, I just think as long as you have, I don't think it's not saying like an ego is good to have. Like it's just you have to have an ego or not. Like I just think it's balanced. Like you have to have ego, but you also have humility and like be humble at the same time. So like it's really kind of the balance you have. Because I do believe it's important to have somewhat of an ego. I kind of don't. I think probably it's more better to just like stay grounded.
Is it necessarily ego, or is it just being prideful of what you know you can do? Because there's
Well,
a
they all kind of go
difference.
hand in hand. Like it's not completely
Like you could be
infinite.
humble about
They're
your
all very
shit and your
similar.
artwork, but at some time you gotta know that you are the fucking shit for what you're doing.
And sometimes you have to know that there's people better than you, and then there's things you still have to learn, and you have to soak up from other, like soak up
Ego's-
games.
But it's kind of
Ego's
like
deep,
that.
man.
Yeah,
it's
it
one-
is.
I
It's
feel like
tough.
it's that thing of like why, like how people are like, don't be sad, you have it. Other people have it worse, but then don't be happy because other people have it better.
That's why it's the balance thing, because it's like you're either. It's always gonna be like a fucking like pros and cons. So it's like you can't always have it like we're not monolithic. Like it's.
I
always
think it
gonna
kind of
change.
goes in the same thing of what you were saying with fans. It's like they're not necessarily fans. You're inspired, and you're still growing as an artist within the same thing.
Yeah, I think ego grows you in certain ways, okay?
It
And when
can,
you're
yeah.
thinking about scientifically, there's the id, which is our innate behaviors that, you know, if I was to see a hot girl cross the street, my id would say, wow, I want to procreate with her.
Yeah.
Procreate.
I'm just going to go do that because that's
a
what my
fact.
innate, but my ego comes in and says, no, we have laws, like we shouldn't just, jump on people. That's
Yeah.
in that sense the ego is very good. We need that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we can't demonize the ego in that,
Yeah.
because it also gives us an understanding of our world in certain ways. You just can't let it inflate. And that's why we have this certain connotation of the ego of it's just this bad thing, because we just think of like Donald Trump or some shit like that, and that's ego gone like way
overboard.
here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But then there's the healthy amount that just you understand your world, that world that you live in, and stuff like that. And I do think it's a balance. You gotta have enough, but you need to let go some of it. It's just staying in that pocket. I love the word pocket for some reason.
Stay in that pocket. Yeah.
It's important to stay in pockets, man.
Yeah, I agree.
No, egos are definitely somewhat necessary. I mean, confidence itself. It's like you want to have confidence in yourself and you want to believe in yourself. So, like, I would never want to take that away from everyone. But, like, yeah, it's literally just a balance. Like, you have to balance both. So,
Still
So-
always being a student within learning,
exactly.
even if you can be a teacher.
So
Yes. I
so
would say that.
so do you guys think cockiness is a real thing then?
It's all very simple. Like, it's all.
Because
everyone
I'm
has
saying,
their
so
different definitions,
when's
like,
that line crossed where it becomes cocky then?
There's no
When I-
specific line. I think.
Russ
feel
Russ really toes the line for me. Like, he stays right on that line of like, is that too much ego? And he's like acting all crazy.
I think that's why I don't like him. I think
That's
you
why
just
you don't like,
clarified
he
it.
might be too much ego.
I think
right?
I don't like how cocky he is in his songs.
And sometimes I feel that way too, but at the same time, I also kind of like it in some. It depends on the mood that I'm in.
Did you hear his latest EP where he had like
I didn't.
Absol on it?
Was
and
that the one
this
with
other-
when
Oh,
he
yeah,
dropped?
Absol, I like
Was that the album he dropped with what's the song he had with Ross on there that was fire?
No,
Guess what?
it's not that. It's not that.
He dropped something else after
He dropped
that?
the song with Absol. You saw the video that? Remember when they put something in the IG group chat? It was Russ and Absol and like big tickets thing.
I didn't hear
in
it,
the
though.
basement.
I didn't
He
hear
dropped the EP where he just had a bunch of lyrical miracle rappers on there,
Oh, word. I didn't hear it. Okay.
and it was just weird. Like
You
why?
Wait, you think Absol's a lyrical miracle rapper?
He can
Yeah?
be.
He could be lyrical.
Is Kendrick a lyrical miracle rapper?
He can
He
be.
can be.
Okay.
But Absol, I see Absol's abstract. Like there's
Yeah.
certain shit that flows over my head when he raps.
Yeah, that's true. I see what you're saying. Sorry, didn't mean to.
No,
take off.
but no, because now I'm thinking about lyrical and like I'm thinking about them now,
But
and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like with Russ, I didn't listen to his EP, but for me, the reason I don't listen to Russ, not about his ego as much, but more so because he oversaturated. Like to me, he releases too much music. Same thing with
Okay.
Logic. When Logic was just like I thought he was good in the day, and then all of a sudden he decided I'm gonna do 100 songs and just drop
see?
them all.
I have,
Come
It was
on,
qual-
now.
it was
I have a
quantity
question
over-
about that because when you were talking about streaming and putting all your songs out as singles, it kind of made me come back to Chris Brown because when he dropped his album, there's like
Yeah,
500
40
motherfucking
40
songs
songs.
on one
Too many.
album. So
Too many.
How
Same thing
does-
with Drake's More Life. I got overwhelmed.
it's too much.
Yeah, like that's why I like.
So do you think that's like a smart way to strategize streaming? Like I don't because now
you're
it's
saying like long albums.
yes.
Like just drop
I
long,
don't-
long
I don't
shit
like-
just
a lot
to
of songs
stream well.
because
When you're like Chris Brown's level, you can
You can do that.
Yeah,
because you're gonna make a shit ton of money just because you have the fan base to be like, I'm gonna listen to every single song because I love Chris Brown. No one's gonna say that about me, and I'm okay with that because I'm not at that point. I understand where I'm at. You know what I mean? Hopefully one day I get to that point. You know.
But that's kind of how like even people like Griselda became known because they were dropping an album like every month and like.
But it
people
wasn't
got
long
to-
albums though.
Oh,
They were
yeah,
very
that's it.
short.
They weren't long albums.
Very
but they
short.
would drop an album like every single month. Or
Honestly,
2 weeks.
if you're gonna be releasing, honestly, I think EPs are the move.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to actually be releasing
I get so
projects.
butthurt with the goddamn EP.
Because you want more, but that means they did their job.
Yeah.
But this is okay. But this is the argument for me, right? Pusha T's Daytona.
Fire.
To me,
Fire.
that
Too
whole
short.
Kids See Ghosts, even Ye. I love Ye.
Ye's
and,
okay.
see, it gets a little controversial. Like
Yeah.
people are like Ye. But I think there's something about that. It's a little longer than an EP, a little shorter than an album.
Yeah.
7 songs. To me, 7, 8 songs is a nice sweet spot to kind
Yeah.
of get a point across. It's not 4
I
or
agree.
5.
Yeah.
Because to then you want more.
4 or 5 to tease.
I feel like in between somewhere is
a
a
good
really nice
7
project.
to 8 is
Yeah.
nice. A good
Yeah.
7 to 8.
His average album's like 14, 15, something
Don't
12,
hit me with 20.
20.
That's
Yeah,
an
over an
album.
hour and a half. Over hour and a half of music.
That's the old style album, but that's something that hasn't translated from the 2000s to now. No one does the 20-track albums no more.
Yeah.
Besides some artists.
like I said, to
Some artists
stream,
do.
like,
Or
but you have to
deluxe,
be
they
a
say
big
get
enough
deluxe,
artist
and
to
it
like
becomes a
have
thing.
to do that. Honestly, most newer artists aren't putting out a 40 album,
Yeah. So
40 song
40
album,
minute. Oh, I was about
40
to say.
song album. Like
That's a lot.
that's only like the
That's
established
not
artists.
true.
Like
Smino dropped like 20 tracks on his album.
Smino.
That's
Smino's
funny,
album
that's
was like
not
20
40.
oh
tracks.
shit.
Who actually
love
made a
Smino.
40
Black Swan was like 20
song?
tracks. I believe Black Swan was 20 tracks.
Well, 20 is like
20's a
well,
lot.
the
You just-
songs are just shorter nowadays. So mad songs be like 2 minutes.
I'm saying, who the
Excuse
fuck
me.
is doing a 40 song album?
Besides Chris Brown.
Besides Chris Brown.
Only Chris Brown would
to me,
do
I
that.
think it's disrespectful to like an average consumer, right? Because
Someone's just gonna be trash.
because you're gonna have the diehard Chris Browns people that are gonna love it. But for me, as like I like Chris Brown. I'm gonna see that and I'm gonna be like, I don't even want to listen to you, Chris
Me
Brown.
either.
Because I'm gonna get overwhelmed by it. I'll listen
Yep.
to like the first 2 songs and be like, this is too much anyways. I'm
It
Way
just
too much.
depends though. Like
But,
if it's
you
just
know?
like all fillers, like if you, I mean, I know what artists, especially maybe bigger artists, I'm sure they have hundreds and hundreds of music just recorded.
I'm sorry.
God damn, Solange.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Solange gotta go now.
I'm sorry.
So,
Solange had to bounce.
yeah, but we got a feeling right here. You know what I mean? For a little bit. Length of albums we were talking about.
No, we
Yeah.
don't want to see nobody with 40 albums or 40 songs.
40
on their
track albums, no.
Even 20. Like it just really depends on the quality of music because a lot of people just throw in a bunch of fillers and you could kind of fillers shit that's you could tell it's probably super old. But I've always told like Dante and them, I'd rather have more music than just like what Kanye and Good Music was doing, having 7 tracks. I'd rather have the abundance of music over
Really?
having less music.
Yeah,
But that's just me. But I love I'm the type to really like go through albums and shit.
okay. Yeah. See, I'm someone more who lives with tracks. So Ghost Town, Kanye off Ye is something that I'll always be going back to. You know, Daytona, the games we play, always gonna go back to that song.
Facts.
Like
Hardest song.
those, that's what I want. You don't have to give me all the songs. If you can give me 2 that I am in love with,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I don't want like that's what I'm saying. Like Logic, like I always go back to Logic with this because he just decided I'm just gonna go on a bunch of songs.
That was my argument with him. Him and Russ. Like,
Him and Russ.
I just can't get it. Like, there's some songs with Logic, like you said, I can fuck with.
I thought he was fire on The Incredible True Story.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
he came, and then when he got big, he was just like, "We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna drop a bunch of shit." And he went
Yeah.
quantity
did.
over quality.
Yeah.
He just decided, "I'm so cool because I got 150 songs that I recorded." Doesn't make you cool, dude.
He had this track where he had
Nah.
all of Wu-Tang on it. Like,
how
I fucked-
about
it
how
wasn't
about
there.
you spend a week on a song instead of spending a week making 30 songs that are all
Literally.
trash and one
Yeah.
song being a masterpiece?
Yeah.
There's I want good music.
Yeah.
I agree.
Bar none.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think Griselda's probably what's what I'm looking for. Anomaly, is that the right word?
And,
Like yeah,
anomaly.
because they're able to drop a lot of music and it don't even feel like they just put it out. They just put it out there. Like to me, it sounds like they really. Even though I heard an interview that West Side Gun said that he don't take that long to make albums.
Yeah.
But even with that, like to me, it's still. Like he could just be just built different in the head. Like maybe he's just one of those artists that
but
could just
yeah, they're
build
older.
backwards.
There's something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z just goes in the booth and just says
He just
what he's-
spits. Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that what Jay-Z does?
Well,
Yeah, he
says
doesn't. He
that,
don't
yeah.
write. He literally
Yeah,
just
that's
freestyles.
Jay-Z. That's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wayne, I think, does that. too
Waiting to a
sometimes.
lot of artists now. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends on the artist.
Definitely
And
depends on
stuff like
artists.
that.
Not everyone could just be like West Side and just go and make an album in 2 days or be Jay-Z and
And
not
be fire.
write. Like
I agree.
you have to. But they're also vets. Like they've been doing this for years. So you know,
I agree.
newer artists just take time. It's more like quality. Like focus on the quality. Look at us giving advice and shit.
I know to artists.
Please.
Who are we? Podcasters giving advice. Look at us.
Yeah, but I'm with it.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that's
that,
real
bro.
shit, though, yeah.
You're saying the right shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, the interludes that you had on your album, I forgot which one of them was top of my head, but one of them said 2017. Was that actually recorded in 2017?
So, you're saying like you heard that little song?
Yeah.
That was actually
And it said
2017. Yeah,
2017.
so that was kind of a little shout back to my Sound Asleep mixtape that I released in 2017.
Okay, so you did drop a prior
I
projects before this album.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was like a SoundCloud exclusive. That was before
I
I
was
was on
about
all
to say.
streaming services.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Is it still on SoundCloud?
It's still on
So
SoundCloud.
on there? Okay.
So is my all-nighter, and I actually had to get rid of some tracks because I was on my Slim Shady, like saying some off-the-wall shit. I listened back to some of my lyrics. I had a lyric. Don't cancel me, world, please.
Oh shit.
I said like I something about slipping X in drinks, and I thought it was funny. Like, but I was
I
a
get
kid.
it.
I was a kid that was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
listening to Eminem,
listening
and
to hear- I
you know
get
they're
it.
trying to cancel Eminem now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I listened back to that, and I'm like, dude, why was younger me saying shit like that? Like date rape isn't funny.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But younger me was,
He was hearing that in songs.
infatuated
He
with
was like,
Eminem, hearing
yep.
it in songs,
I get
not
it.
realizing like what and then you get older and you're like, what were you saying? I took
Yeah.
that off of SoundCloud. But other than that, like, the projects are on there, and you might actually hear some stuff that you're like, I don't know if that really is with the times, but like, because I was younger. Right?
Yeah.
But I think it's important to have on there to show the growth, to show where I came from,
Progression, yeah.
and
for
to
sure.
show the maturity. You know what I mean? And some people would say like, are you scared of like being canceled, stuff like that? I don't think. And again, I'm being very technical. I don't think I'm that like it's not that bad. You know what I mean? It's like that might have been the worst example I just gave you.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where you want to like. To me, it's cool to see the growth. It's cool to see where I came from to show the world like, yo, like I started as this, and I've been evolving ever since.
And I checked that for new artists. Like I literally checked, okay, when did they come out? I love seeing that personally with new artists, just to see the growth and to see if it kind of really, in my opinion, it kind of shows where they're gonna head in the future. When you could actually see the timeline. And I'm a really big fan of like studying your own shit or studying old shit, because that's honestly how you progress. It's like you want to look back at your old songs and your old art to see what you can add. And people are always changing their minds on what they think sounds good. So
Yeah.
it's
So
necessary.
my first mixtape was, this is just another little cool fact. First mixtape was called The All Nighter. What I did was I remixed a bunch of like how I do on my Instagram now. I
Yeah.
did that back then with a bunch of like random whatever,
Instrumentals?
like the real Slim Shady. I
Kind
did
of just
I did-
freestyling over.
Yeah, I did grinding from clips.
Oh, that's
Like,
fire.
did all different stuff of me just like rapping on it and just a verse. And it was me basically. The concept was just me. I'm up all night. I'm writing lyrics. I'm basically just in here grinding, trying to find my sound, whatever. So that was the all nighter. And the next mixtape was Sound Asleep. So so the theme is I was up all night writing these lyrics. Then I was sound asleep because I was tired of shit.
I'm
and
picking it
also
up.
I was sleeping on myself. The world was sleeping on me. I felt like I wasn't hitting my true potential, and I was kind of down on myself. So that's why I was sound asleep, because I'm kind of asleep to myself. And then I hit lucid dreams, which I go back to when Sound Asleep kind of came out.
Yeah.
And I'm having these kind of reoccurring, like, going through the motions of the past and not really being able to overcome that. So, you know, the struggle with just growing. And especially, I think that's something that, you know, people our age group can really relate with.
Yeah.
Because we're all, you know, just freshly out of college. And, like, you know, it's a whole different life. Now you got to grow. Now it's like, oh, you're not in college anymore. You got to grow up.
Exactly.
Like,
Figure a way out.
you're not just like, you know, doing your schoolwork and then partying on the weekend. You got to make this money.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's a kind of a scary transition, and you want, you know, you cling on to this past version of you, but you can't be that. You have to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really what Lucid Dreams is really like overcoming the past. But yeah, the theme of all nighters, sound asleep on myself, and lucid dreams is the way that I kind of grow from that, you know, ultimately being asleep to myself and waking up, being woke, homie. You know what I'm saying?
A week, yo. I wonder why artists don't do concept albums. I love the fact that even Zach,
That was
like,
awesome. Yeah, I didn't even put that
has
to
concepts.
I like
I
that.
feel
But
like,
that's
I don't
that's
know
why I love
that's
it.
not a thing now.
But that's the thing, you don't put it together. But, you know, once I like that, though,
Yeah.
because you have to spend some time with me as an artist to really understand
Figure it out, yeah.
And when people figure that out, now they're more wanting to go back because they realize this is deeper than just the single. This is deeper than just this album. This is deeper than his whole discography, because he's also doing screenplays and things outside of the music. I'm wearing this that I wore in my SDR music video. I wore in my El Dorado music video 3 years before that. And so SDR, I was in my boxers, technically shedding the suit, because the suit in El Dorado, what it represented for me was conformity.
Okay.
I was kind of conforming to the world. I wasn't my true myself, you know, wearing the suit and tie, but it was kind of like tattered and stuff like that. And I was stuck in this loop. And then then you get fast forward to nowadays, where I'm finally figuring out who I am, my true self. So I'm getting rid of this conformity. I'm stripping. And, like, it's funny because I literally am in my underwear, but, like, there's a deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just this kid rapping in his underwear. He's becoming, you know, his true self.
Do you think you have the concept for the next project? You have that in mind?
I was thinking about Lucid Dreams 2. I was thinking about the awakening theory, and I wrote this, like, whole paragraph out of what that is. But I don't know. It might be another Lucid. I think it might be another Lucid Dreams, because the script ends so abruptly. I feel like there's another story attached to it, and I don't know if it's going to be in script form. At that point, I might have the people in place to actually make it a movie, and I'll just say, whatever, that script was a while ago. Let's just make Lucid Dreams 2. You know? Who knows? I like to keep molding, you know, and evolving. And if I don't want to, like, pigeonhole myself in anything and say, like, this is definitely what
you
I'm
have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to go how you feel at the moment. Like, you can't really plan everything out. And I feel that.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good, Karan. You got anything
No,
else
I
you wanna
think
talk
this
about?
was a great conversation. Honestly,
It was a great conversation.
a great music I feel like it's been so long where we just talked about, like, music and how we felt about the state.
That's a fact.
And, you know, it gets me excited, you know, talking to new artists, especially, like, artists who are so diverse and have a large palette to kind of pull from. So, you know, I can always appreciate, you know, artists like Zach who really tap in to different sounds and experiment, you know, in different ways. And, like, even, like, hitting up Dante before you came here, like we were saying, like, we just see the potential because we see, like, the information that you have, like, musically. So, you know, it's always exciting meeting new artists, man.
Appreciate
Like,
that.
that's one of our
Thank
goals.
you.
Like, we really want to be tapped into, like, up and coming artists who we think is actually talented, who, you know, we just want to see the growth and see
Yes,
how
sir.
you're going to be a few years from now,
appreciate
next year. So we're definitely going to be tapped in. We're going to be
Man.
tuned in for real.
I
Yes, sir.
appreciate it, and you know what? I just want to inspire. I want to do it for the people that feel like they can't, like that literally can't because of financial reasons, because their mom or dad don't believe in them, and they're kind of or they're responsible for someone else. Or even my mom, that she was a writer. And she went to college for it. She wanted to do like a soap opera, like writing for that shit.
Interesting.
And she dropped that because she wanted to have a family. You know, like that was more important to her. So I was like, you know what? Like I do this for her. I do, you know. And unfortunately, I just had a friend that committed suicide.
Oh man.
And so it sucks. Like
yeah.
But that just further puts me in this stuff to say like
To
I'm
go
doing
harder.
it for the dreams that never were.
Yeah.
For the people that were cut short, you know, because this girl had like the biggest dreams.
Yeah.
And that inspired me. And so I'm just like that just I know my why so deeply. And I promise you, like, there's so much more to come with this shit.
That's
like,
good, bro.
I'm not done. And I don't know if I'll ever be done.
That's good.
You know,
That shows how you really love this shit, bro.
exactly.
real.
Exactly.
For real.
That's why I say like until I'm 30 or something like that, but who knows?
Who knows,
I mean,
man?
Eminem's still rapping, he's 40, but I don't want to be like that
Yeah.
at this point. Maybe I
not
switched to a
Eminem
different
now.
genre or something. But
Yeah, we never know, man. You never,
never know.
Shit.
You never know.
That's a fact.
man.
But this concludes episode 102 of the
102.
Soapbox. I want to thank everybody listening on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure you guys follow us on IG, Apple, Spotify, anywhere you guys see us. Go stream Lucid Dreams.
Yeah,
out
just
now.
give the shout
It's
out.
out
Tell them
now.
everywhere they could copy it or
Yep.
stream it.
Read the script. Link is in my bio on
Yes, sir.
Instagram. Makes it easy. I am Zach G. IAMZAKG. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Out everywhere. You can literally just search ZAKG Lucid Dreams with a Z, Lucid Dreams, because I'm Zach G. Zach G. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and before you even, I have to give you your flowers too. I was telling Dante, I think "Listen" was probably the chorus for that.
That's my favorite track.
Probably one of my favorite chorus.
Yeah.
It's probably up there now. I love the chorus, the beat, the flow, the verse, both verses, perfect. Love,
Appreciate it.
Love
Appreciate
it,
it,
man.
man.
Check
That's my
out
favorite
Zach's
track.
music. Like it's
Yes,
actually really
sir.
dope. Like super dope.
And
Check
thank
him
you,
out.
Zach, for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for coming up here, man.
Thank you for having me.
Come through anytime. I know you about to go back to Q soon, but we gonna link up soon if you ever back here, man.
Of course.
Please.
Shit, we
Definitely,
gotta
bro.
link up, man.
Definitely.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate being here, man.
Thank you for coming, for real.
Yeah.
Peace out, y'all. We out.
Oh, look at you with a nice peace out, y'all.